This is like 47.
You hope you're getting all rain. You hope you're getting all rain.
Good afternoon and welcome to LUTV's coverage. It is Leeds United Women back again in action against Brighouse Town Women at the Sotrac Stadium. It's FA Cup this afternoon. It's the first round proper, and Rick Passmore's side qualified after a 5-1 win against South Shields last month. Brighouse entering the competition at this round, and the two teams ready for action. And before we get into the fixture, the past meetings, we can go through the teams. Leeds go with Simpson, Hindle, Hamill, Bradley Orkund and Olivia Smart. It is then Smith, Witham, Danby, Brown, Woodruff, Ellis, and then Handy, Robson, Bass, Price and May Underdown. As for Brighouse Town Women, who wear the orange strip today, it is Flaherty and Bamforth. Then we have Darcy Green will wear number 3, Drew Green will wear number 7, so the same initials. Legg, Dean, Cass, Kemp, Williams, Sowerby and Wilcock. Only the 3 subs for Rob Mitchell's team: Harris, Clayton and Watson. Myself, Tom Hill and Jodie Hunter back covering the Leeds Women once again. And disappointment last time out, so a chance to set the standard today in a big game against a team that we know quite a bit about as well, Jodie.
Yeah, it's like a local derby against Brighouse Town. Obviously they're in the league above now, but last couple of seasons it's been some great clashes against them and a good challenge today. Hopefully they'll set us off on the right foot with 3 points going to the next round at the end of today's game.
Yeah, fingers crossed that will be the case. Damp conditions today across most of Yorkshire, so players will have to adapt for Brighouse. Of course, Leeds very familiar to this pitch as well. Head-to-head record last time out, full-time 1-1 draw in the West Rounding County Cup final, and Leeds sadly lost on penalties. But ahead of today's game, before we get into the action, we will be having a minute silence for Remembrance Sunday, so we'll be back with you once the respects have been paid by both teams and those in attendance. They're ready for action then at the Sotrac Stadium. Kick-off will be a little delayed, but always the case at this time of year as the nation remembrance on this special weekend. And Leeds United did so in their last home game in the first team as well. So Leeds will get the opportunity to put the record straight after disappointments last time out. That's Durham Sestria defeat. Brighouse have not been in good form of late either. They were unable to get past Wolves in the league last time out, a 2-0 defeat. They're now winless in the Northern Premier Division in 6 games, so an opportunity, but we know Brighouse play at a good standard and will be certainly hoping to beat Leeds today. In terms of goal-scoring issues, the departure of Leah Embley will have been felt and has been felt. Only 14 goals in the 10 games they've played this season. Their top scorer is Drew Green with 3. So, you'd like to think the levels have just petered out a little bit. We know Brighouse last year in the final was such a good opposition for Leeds. It was a really close battle. And I won't say a massive rivalry, but there's certainly a lot of passion out there from both teams, Jodie.
Yeah, obviously facing each other in the last couple of seasons, and then obviously Brighouse seeing the promotion. Leeds will want to get one over on them today, and hopefully we can get that good start into the FA Cup following the win last round.
Referee just giving out the instructions for today's game. Olivia Smart as captain. Rebecca Bass returning from injury to come back onto the bench. Joined by Handy, Robson, Price and May Underdown. Referee Gary Thomas seems happy with what he has seen. It looks like Paige Williams is making a last ditch as part of the squad across the pitch, and Leeds now ready for action. So nearly 5 minutes past the original kick-off time. Brighouse Town Women going through their traditional set piece plans, their tactics, and one final pep talk from the captain. They're now ready for proceedings as well. So Leeds United Women will defend first, kick off to today's visitors, and underway at the Sotrac Stadium in Tadcaster. Abby Brown and Amy Woodruff interchanged from left striker and central striker last week. Interesting to see who will start through the middle. We expect it to be Abby Brown as Hindle goes to ground early. And it is a strong challenge on the edge of the box. Leeds trying to defend, and Leeds get the call. Early dive in there from Hindle. Good as a defender to just really adapt to the conditions. We've all been there where you've played in a boggy pitch, and you are going to have to tough it out today, really put extra power on your passes. The rain could come as well and affect things. And Leeds very familiar with these surroundings as well, trying to bring Brighouse under control with a looping ball down the line. That is a ball that will stick in the surface. Leeds will get a throw-in. Late challenge perhaps. Brighouse Town asking for a potential free kick, but today's officials not interested. The Brighouse Town defender in particular asking the question again. I think it was Kemp in the number 8 jersey that was asking today's ref why that wasn't a free kick going to today's visitors inside the first minute. And it is Woodruff that brings the ball under control. Brown was trying to take it from her and couldn't do so, and cleared away and out. And a new look defence. We are so used to seeing Catherine Hamill and Bridie Hannon play centre back together, and while we'll miss Bridie Hannon back there and wish to see her back as soon as possible, it's an opportunity for Sophie Bradley-Ock and Jodie to step in, and hopefully a big day for her and a good performance.
Yeah, we know she's got a wealth of experience playing in the leagues above, so hopefully she can instill that in today's game, and obviously just slot in easily, keep the defence and deny the attack of Brighouse.
Yeah, every faith that she will do so. Back towards Smart, who will look to head it towards Simpson, who doesn't look to be fully comfortable with it, but she dealt with it and distributed the ball nicely to Smart, who will get on the attack for Leeds. Simpson had a couple of important saves last week to make and made them to help Leeds keep in that game against Durham Cestria, but that is a free kick to Brighouse near halfway, a late challenge. Olivia Smart will just make Brighouse go and retrieve the ball, and it stops any momentum they were hoping to build up.
Here, you two going that side.
Free kick didn't get it into an attacking position for Brighouse, but they still have the ball. Hindle goes across. Well, she doesn't get the connection she wanted on the clearance. The challenge beforehand, the shoulder barge, and a touch off a Brighouse player gets Leeds back with a throw-in. Ellis back down the line to Hindle, who will go further towards Brown, who tries to back into the defender, and while she does, Brighouse can still clear. But Hindle's been one of the most consistent players last couple of weeks, Jodie. Well, with Rebecca Bass out of the team, another permanent fixture in defence. It's one of the first names on the team sheet, Rebecca Bass, when she's fit to play, but Hindle's done well. Simpson has just given Brighouse a chance here, and they will try and take it early as they can. A scooped pass over the top, plenty of confidence on show from the visitors, but not the best connection from the number 9, Imogen Williams, and she fires wide. But yeah, Hindle has stepped in, and it's certainly not looked out of place. And well, we don't know the thoughts of Coach Rick Passmore. It's one of those form players that'll be very hard to remove from the team.
Yeah, it's good to see the full squad have got a chance to obviously show something and show that if you're coming off the bench, obviously you've got every opportunity to keep that shirt, and hopefully she does the same today.
Yeah, Smart gets the ball from the left-hand side. It was Bradley Auckland that had played it to her. Better pass down the line from her that time. Now Danby does what Danby always tries to do, and that's find space. Isn't one to just boot the ball if she needs to. She will always try that last trick to give herself a couple more seconds of thinking time. Woodruff slides in. Didn't think to be that much contact at first. I thought she dived past the player, but it's the intention the referee maybe isn't liking. And of course, if the Brighouse player has picked up a knock, we don't want to see any injuries. But again, it's a passionate affair. Emma Woodruff will certainly try and ruffle some feathers up front. We know she's very physical. I think the ball was there to win there.
Yeah, I think it was obviously 50-50. We'll just see it here again. I think she just catches it a little bit late at the end there. And the referee obviously just wants to calm things down.
Yeah, referee not interested in Woodruff's appeals, so Leeds defend the set piece towards Brown. Back away down the line by Kemp, and she will try and put Leeds under pressure. Smart's touch not the best. Shauna Legg with the ball down the line. Now with Drew Green in the number 7 jersey, just to make today's game harder, and a teammate with the same initials, so we will use full names for the entire affair. Need to dig in here. Scrappy start to proceedings. We are nearly 6 minutes into the game, and neither keeper had to make any sort of meaningful save. A couple of clearances from Simpson, but we haven't seen Leeds in the Brighouse half whatsoever. But I think we expected a close game against a team that's obviously play at a good standard, and of course got the better of Leeds last year, so it was never going to be an easy start.
Yeah, I think this game we're always going to have a frantic first couple of minutes of the first half. Hopefully we can settle down, get the ball passed around the players, and hopefully we can find the areas that we do so well to exploit.
Yeah, there hasn't been much progression so far for Leeds United Women. If you're just joining us here on LUTV, goalless after a very quiet start as Hamill steps up out of defence. Hindle just turned, but we'll try and get back goal side. Good strong challenge. Just maybe gave up on that a split second too early. She will concede a corner. But the defending, she will probably say she shouldn't have got caught at first time around, but once she did, she battled back, got goal side, put a touch in, and at least forced Brighouse into a set piece rather than a direct cross into the area. Drew Green just floating about on the edge of the box here for Brighouse Town Women. Catherine Smith has spotted that and is marking the space. There's that looping ball in, Smart heads clear. Good header from the rest of the defence, and a free kick as well, and a challenge on Bradley Alcon. I think a little nudge in the air, but she does well to get up. And set pieces wise, Brighouse Town have had at least 3 now. Leeds have dealt with them. Delivery hasn't been the most dangerous. So while Leeds have yet to get going, they haven't had that many defensive issues either.
Yeah, and obviously it'll be good for the defence to have some confidence, but I think they'll also like a little rest now and again. So hopefully we can see some of Brighouse being tested at the other end.
Smith will try and do that as Brown goes over the top, and it was a decent idea in the end there from Smith. She wanted to try and exploit the gap in behind, just too much power. As Flaherty clears downfield, and Brighouse Town get to the ball. Ellis and Smith nearly getting each other's way. Smith calls rank. Brown's pass is poor inside. Just digs it out into the floor and doesn't get the power she wants. Over the top looking for Williams. And again, Simpson's distribution is fast and quick towards Smart. Quick thinking. No second thought as Woodruff's got him behind Drew Green this time. Lays it back to Smart, and Brighouse trying to support each other. Smart goes looping ball in, and only played into the hands of Becky Flaherty, but 9 minutes gone. That is the best progression Leeds have made, putting a ball into the area from a wide position, and take the fact that they won the second balls quite well, Jodie.
Yeah, I think it comes straight away from Simpson, that early release to Smart. I think it obviously gets Brighouse out of position. It's obviously what we enjoy, going down the flanks. Hopefully we can see more of it.
Simpson, the ball in hand, just ought to calm things down a little bit. Alcock up front is causing problems. Powerful. Plenty of touches inside the early stages as well. clears only as far as near halfway, and getting in the way was Darcy Green. Forward once more and dealt with once again by Leeds. So Leeds defensively really compact and solid. Just losing that midfield battle and nothing sticking up front with Abby Brown. Not blaming Abby Brown, of course, but not. This is where the 4-3-3 formation comes into play, where one of the midfield has to commit. It's generally Danby or with them that will stay wide. Smith is, all three of them can progress. Last week, Danby sat as the holding midfielder, and just that support play maybe needed to up the ante a little bit. But again, inside 10 minutes, I don't think Coach Rick Passmore will be frustrated at what he's seen so far. It's just a steady game that Leeds are refusing to budge an inch, and so are Brighouse.
Yeah, I think you obviously want the ball to stick a little bit more, but not to ask too much so early on in the game. I think it is quite even to say Brighouse are in the league above, so I think he'd be happy.
Brighouse Town so far have looked commanding in midfield as Danby goes down the wing, and she stopped by a lunging challenge by Nicole Kemp. Woodruff just about keeps it in. Great footwork from Amy Woodruff, and now charges forward. Witham lets it roll to Smith. Smith has to pick the pass wide towards Ellis, and Ellis is offside. It's a good ball and a good touch. Ellis again had the right idea. Very little service, so she brought it down, went for goal early. Sadly, she just strayed offside in the build-up, Jodie. But that, again, while it being only small signs, is progression, building into the game nicely.
Yeah, I think that was quite tight there, because we saw, obviously, she was backpedaling there as the ball came to Smith, and it looked like she was just going wide, but obviously the flag's gone up. No, it's unfortunately Brighouse ball.
Yeah, so a free kick to come on the edge of the area. Leeds with Danby. Cleared forward. And now on the attack is Ellis. Brown's touch gets her in behind. She's sandwiched by two Brighouse players, and they've done well to stop Macy Ellis. Another determined runner in this team. Leeds have plenty of energy in the right areas. And again, that ball forward was played by Bradley Auckland, who got into a commanding position at centre-back. Got Leeds on their way. Now Catherine Hamill just steadying the ship, going back towards Carrie Simpson. A very even game at the Sotrac Stadium in Tadcaster, this FA Cup for the women, the first round proper. There's plenty of pride at stake, of course. Progression so important as Danielle Witham tries an ambitious ball down the line. She's one that will try and impress, playing against her former club. She's been a big difference this year to Leeds United women's midfield. Abby Brown with delicate of shoulder touches there. Wanted it back by Macy. I think Brown could see what was coming. She had the entire pitch to scan and see what was about to happen. Macy Ellis did not, but again, you can see what Ellis is trying to do, Jodie. Head down, driving forward. Before that, had the quick shot. She's trying to cause problems and not really think about things, just do things on instinct.
Yeah, I think because she's so fast as a player, I think she just wants that space, and she obviously just excels into there. And I've just seen a shot here.
Yeah, Woodruff with the shot, tried to cut in there, Jodie. It was Ellis involved again with a looping header, so she is a quick player. That time she showed a bit of finesse to head it forward, and Leeds got the rebound their way. But it has been a very even start. There's very little in it. Danby to Smart. Olivia Smart will run all the way down this left-hand side as long as she possibly can until she's brought off. She's a bundle of energy at full-back. Constantly gets up and down the pitch to help Leeds out.
Yeah, I think Leeds have finally started to get the ball sticking to the feet. We've seen some nice passages of play throughout the pitch.
Brown has gone to retrieve the ball. The referee took a long time to give that throw in Leeds' way. Danby was adamant it took a touch, that pass. The referee agrees as Witham gets to it. She's bundled to the ground. Referee says no free kick. So Leeds' momentum from the throw-in is lost. Hindle, though, nips in with a challenge. At least puts Brighouse Town back on the back foot. Smart. Down the line, she was looking for Brown, didn't get any curl on the pass and apologises for, I think, a moment of panic. Brighouse Town put her under pressure. She wanted more time to think. In an ideal world, she would have got it. 15 minutes in. This is a very, very level fixture. Not only scoreline, but players making the same errors. Same challenges going in. Very difficult to split the teams. Now will Brown pick out a pass here, looking for Ellis in behind. Ellis is quick. Not that quick on that occasion. Abby Brown, again, just trying to bring her teammate into play. I think she could have kept it as well, but she saw the space in behind. Her and Ellis are now chasing this down. And Brighouse Town come away with it, but again, good teamwork. Players making the good runs in behind. And I thought, because it was Ellis, we might get Leeds in behind there. She's one of the quickest in the team, but unfortunately just overhit that pass. Yeah,
I think they seem to sandwich her a little bit. The goalkeeper and obviously the defender used their body well just to make sure the keeper was safe there to collect.
Drew Green with the throw-in for Brighouse Town Women. She's told to stop because she's tried to steal too many yards down the touchline. Smart misses the header. Simpson's raced off her line and gives the defence the call that she's taking charge. And it's a very good one as well, because Leeds straight away going wide to Hindle.
Press the ball! Careful, Imogen, careful!
Simpson. Distribution is solid this time to Witham. Wide to Smart. Leeds, as Jared has said, seem to be growing in confidence on the ball. The risky pass over the top here is Danby. Danby's challenged really well by Drew Green. It's a spot on timing. Same to be said for Amy Woodruff's effort. So Leeds and Brighouse Town flying in to get the advantage. Smart wins the header. And good work from Bradley Auckland. I think the flag's gone up. But again, nobody giving any space. Amy Woodruff flying into the challenge just as after she watched Danby caught. And midfield is where this game is going to be won and lost, I think. And each team seems to be giving each other the advantage and then snatch back off each other. So far, so good, though.
Yeah, I think there's a few crunch tackles in there. Some very clean. But obviously, both teams are here today to win the game, and that's where it'll be won, like you say, in midfield.
I think Brighouse Town, the last maybe 6-7 minutes, have struggled to create anything and get forward. Game seems to have been camped in around the halfway line as Danby seems disappointed that her touch concedes a throw, but at least she stops an attack. Hamill wins a header. Witham goes over the top. Leg under pressure. Brown, the one that's closest to her, and Shauna Legg has done very well at the back. She gets the shout from the keeper. Could have gone backwards, but Legg went for territory down the line and dealt with it well, with Abby Brown breathing her down her neck as Leeds gestured to take the throw in down the line, then switched and changed their mind. Smith down the line to Ellis. Ellis backing out, then nipping back in. Wants to play the ball to the far post. Woodruff nowhere near it. With them, another one of those Leeds players that gets up and down the pitch so well for Leeds, and an early ball in for Abby Brown. Just miscommunication across all parts there. Players not getting in the right areas. Lots of desire to get the ball into the penalty area, though. Maybe an opportunity missed that for Leeds. Hindle down the line to Ellis, and Leeds give up possession. Brighouse Town Women down the throat of Leeds United's defence, but Olivia Smart nips in. She's bundled to the floor. The referee gives advantage as Hindle can stride over halfway, and Rachel Hindle has got her bearings wrong. Too busy looking down the line. Another situation where, if you've played football, you know how that feels, and she'll be frustrated as Brighouse Town gets a throw. Back inside by today's visitors. Smart gets hold of the ball. Leeds are very happy to go long with their passing, very direct. Daniel Witham's nearly got to that. as it has deflected off her leg and out for a throw. But yeah, Leeds are mixing it up in terms of their attacks out wide. It's more short, snappy passes on the floor down the channels, but through the middle it's over the top, and Abby Brown so far isn't really able to get on these. There's a lot of effort from her and running into the channels, but very little service.
Yeah, like you say, obviously she seems a little bit isolated at times, and obviously the ball's not sticking for her to hold the ball up and wait for support.
Smart gets the challenge in. Woodruff has come back to help, so the two advanced wingers for Leeds have to do so much defending. Smart appeals that she was caught there. Referee doesn't give anything, as again a aimless pass forward. Leeds maybe just need to keep their cool a little bit in midfield. Brighouse Town with a looping clearance. Wilcott gets a slight touch to it, and it's going to race through. Simpson's come off the line early, missed the challenge. Now Leeds' defenders, can they get back? Yes, they can. Catherine Hamill saves the day, and Carrie Simpson raced off her line. The defenders will go across to congratulate her, but a situation that really came from nowhere. Very direct ball over the top. The two defenders got sucked in. Went for, I mean, Hamill was covering like she should on a centre-back, but the touch took it away from her, and the shot came in. I think it's Luta Stauby that's gone for it, and unfortunately for Brighouse Town Women, it is cleared. Good news for Leeds.
Yeah, it's good to see Catherine Hamill do what she does best, always supporting and covering for the team. I think it was just no connection there that obviously took it away from both players, anticipating the header.
Yeah, free kick to Leeds, late challenge. Simpson taking her time with it, as we have already reached the nearly halfway point of this first half, a few seconds away from doing so. Catherine Hamill's got a licence to roam down the right there, under no pressure. Here is Ellis running at the defence and being backed up by Dean. Gets towards the byline to flick it to Hindle. Now recovers and he's stopped by Sowerby, but Ellis has been involved early doors. Lots of work to do, and she's handled the occasion. She seems bang up for the fight, and I think last week was one of her quietest games. So maybe try to prove a point to the team that she can still provide a lot of options in those areas. As Leeds get to the byline, Brown goes to ground. Corner appeals successful, Jodie.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of confusion between the two players, and luckily it's a corner for Leeds. But just going back to Ellis, yeah, I think we've seen a lot of ball going down her side, and we're obviously trying to find different spaces around the pitch, and we're not just going to go down one side today.
Looping ball in, players go to ground. Hamill goes for their header. It's cleared away, as still not fully cleared away from Brighouse Town. Hamill was trying to get a late block in. Bradley Auckland racing across defence to get her body in the way. Witham flies across. It's a challenge that had to be made. Both centre-backs for Leeds were up the pitch, and they win an important challenge. And it's Bradley Auckland, the centre-back. So going to ground was Brown at the near post. No appeal for either side, apart from a handball there by Woodruff. But a decent set piece. Leeds at least got the header, as one of the Brighouse Town players is down, whether that's a foot injury or a loose boot. We are going to get a stoppage, but as first decent corners go, you know, early stages, you want your first couple to be improving as they go, and that was a decent sighter and a header towards goal.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there were a miscommunication there, but we saw one of the Leeds players going down. The referee obviously didn't see anything of it, and then obviously the handball call. So it was good to see there were enough players around the Leeds attacking area to get a couple of shots off, but nothing came of it.
Brown tries to get across. Drew Green slices the ball the opposite way. Cleared this time around for the second throw, and Witham brings it under control. She's caught late. A couple of those challenges earlier on were given us free kicks, Jodie. I'm not sure whether Leeds will feel a little bit hard done to. That would have been a good opportunity for a free kick further up the pitch. Chance to send both centre-backs forward. Bradley Orkin slips but gets it behind to Ellis. Now Ellis has got space. Brown's asking on the edge of the box. She goes early towards Woodruff. She just couldn't decide who was the better option. Abby Brown is the top scorer this season for Leeds Women. And you can see very, very early, she said edge of the box. That might have even been a shot from Macy Ellis. Only she will know.
Yeah, we can't really tell from that angle, but we'll say it's a cross. Unfortunately, the keeper was on her toes.
A lot of respect for that teammate etiquette. You refuse to criticise too much.
And then we've got Abby Brown coming in on the edge. I think it would have been a great pass to her, but obviously we can see more of the field than Ellis can.
Smart with her shoulder, flicks it the wrong way. Kemp on the attack. So I'll be trying to get to it. Leeds have to deal with this situation. Both appeal. And Brighouse Town left frustrated. Leeds United Women celebrate a goal kick being awarded. So the most nerve-wracking moment of the match has been for Leeds defensively. Hamill clearing off the line. And Flaherty in the other goal has had very little to do with her hands apart from that save for Ellis. As Woodruff nips back, a lucky deflection, but Leeds will try and build on it. Down the line to Smart, who went early. And I don't think the pass was too much in front of her. Again, a late challenge. The referee's pulling this one back. Well, there's the frustration. Brown going in on the challenge on Shauna Legg, trying to suggest that it's just momentum that's taken it past her. But again, Leeds will feel that's the third free kick where there's a late lunge. And I think we've seen at least two where the referees let the play go on against Leeds.
Yeah, I think we'll obviously feel like it's a little bit biased towards Brighouse these last couple, especially that last one on with them. We feel like it was quite a clear foul. He's obviously just let play go on and then he's brought it back here for Shauna Legg.
I don't know if it's my eyes, but that free kick looked to be a lot further forward than it should have been as well. But we will move on swiftly as Brown gets to possession. Again, an early flick. Catherine Smith with her first touch for a while. It won't even come because Brighouse get to it first. She had a lively 10 minutes and has been quiet since. As Hindle is getting the instructions from Sarah Danby. Danby a bit isolated to drop the shoulder and turn, but she gets away with it. Woodruff's loose touch allows Drew Green to pick a pass. She was going for space, and instead Bradley Orkin gets back and goes to Simpson. Keeps it simple out from the back. Defender trying a trick or two. Needs to get rid, and she does get rid, but only for a throw-in, so the arm goes up to apologise. There's a newcomer to the team. You can understand why she's trying maybe to do one or two things to impress, but that can go against you at the same time. And a good start as well. And tough boots to fill, Bridie Hannon. You know, a real regular of the team. Stalwart of Leeds United Women. So there is pressure there as well. Both teams appeal for another touch, and Leeds get the call for the second time in a row.
Yeah, we're so used to seeing Hannon and Hamill in that partnership there at the back. So obviously Bradley Orkin wants to do well and keep her shirt here. Like you say, we just need to keep it simple at the back.
Ball from Brown intercepted. That first touch gets her on the attack. She's having to shield the ball from a couple of Brighouse players. She went for the killer ball in behind to Woodruff. That had to be inch perfect, sadly a little under hit. And Flaherty will bring it clear under no real pressure from either Woodruff or Ellis. Still no pressure as Flaherty actually makes her way to the edge of the box. Brighouse Town clear downfield. Header by Bradley Orkin gets Leeds on the front foot. Ellis dispossessed, just too slow on the ball there. Now in behind and dealt with really well by both Bradley Orkin and Smart. Just covering the Brighouse Town player. Nearly half an hour gone and still goalless. In the FA Cup proper first round, Leeds had to qualify to beat South Shields. They did so with a 5-1 victory. And the cup competitions derailed the league campaign last year. It was carnage and a lot of enjoyment for the players, of course, to be playing on so many fronts. Got to the final against Brighouse in the West Routing County Cup final. As here comes Witham, poking the ball wide for Smart. Looking central. It's going to be high and hanging. It's too high. and too powerful from Olivia Smart, and over the top and out for a goal kick. But that is the furthest forward she's been with the ball at her feet, I think, all game.
Yeah, and we do see her so many times throughout the season in this position and the ball in the back of the net. So we'll allow her that shot.
Yeah, Brighouse Town women trying to get instructions on the touchline. Drew Green, the one that's come across to the bench. Ellis gets hold of the ball, now turns inside. Good feet from Macy Ellis. Goes for the key ball in behind to Woodruff. Brown was the closest one. Danby takes it down. This will be Shauna Legg's clearance to make, and she does smash the ball into the stands and out, and probably go over the fencing as well at Tadcaster. So work for the ground staff to do. New ball given to Olivia Smart, or will be needed to be given to Olivia Smart. And that's where I want to see Sarah Danby popping up, finding those areas of space in midfield. Just a shame the pass was closer to Shauna Legg than the Leeds United number 7, as Witham wants it, goes for goal early, and Danielle Witham is a little bit like a jack in a box. I never know what she's going to do, and I think that's what makes her such an effective player for Leeds. That shot could have easily gone in on a different day because she's got that in her locker, and just trying something a bit different rather than slowing it down and going for a slow build-up play.
Yeah, as a defender, that's something you don't want, not knowing what the player's going to do. And obviously that's something that she's so good at, keeping the defender on the toes.
Leeds need to get her involved as much as they can. Same for Smith. That midfield three is normally the engine room of this team. 3 very effective players on their day. Just haven't clicked as a 3 today. It's been stop-start for everybody on both sides of the pitch, as well as challenge from Danby. Well, it was a ball-winning one. The touch wasn't as heavy, and Brighouse Town women right down the right-hand side. That's a heavy touch from the number 9, which is Imogen Williams. Leeds get it back. Smart and Danby. Danby's touch is very effective. She didn't mean it, but we'll say it was a planned routine. As Flaherty comes flying out of the back, the touch hits Brown. It'll fall for Witham in midfield. Now, will she go for goal? She was looking at it, then plays it towards Ellis. She goes to ground. Referee says nothing in it. And again, that's where Danielle Witham confuses things. She's looking at goal. I think she's definitely hitting this. And she went for the pass and the right idea as well. Don't try and be the hero. Just a shame that Brighouse Town got back, but very evenly matched this. And it's very similar to the cup final from last year. Of course, Leeds want to be playing in the same year at League as Brighouse next season, and evidence to suggest, Jodie, that if league results go their way, they can certainly hold their own, this team.
Yeah, I think it's a great showcase for us today against the team in the league above, and obviously there's not too much in it at the moment. I think if Leeds can try and get the ball to stick up top, or maybe get some support from the midfield a little bit earlier, with a few balls obviously just fall into Brighouse defence. If we can put a little bit more pressure on, I think we might see a bit more joy.
Hamill heads. Danby brings it down. Sarah Danby gets the call to just take her time a little bit. She does that. And rather than going long, she can at least play a pass. And again, she wants more movement. Abby Brown had dropped away between the 2 centre-backs into midfield to offer a different angle. Smart throws it back into the Leeds half for Bradley Auckland, who rolls it across the sticky surface at the Sotrac Stadium in Tadcaster. Now goes with more power, looking for either Witham or Woodruff. It'll reach neither. Witham will hook the leg around to make sure Leeds are at least putting the pressure on. And the positives are, while we've not seen that much attacking flow from Leeds, we've had to mention Imogen Williams, Lucy Sowerby and Lauren Wilcock once each in 10 minutes. As Catherine Smith wants a free kick. Brighouse Town player flying in early. And the free kick goes Leeds' way.
I think Leeds are enjoying a lot more of the possession now, playing with the ball around the pitch. I think it's looking really well and positive for us.
Yeah, it was scrappy to start. you can see more of a game plan coming in and the confidence growing, can't you, as the first half ticks by. Witham hooked clear. There is Smith out wide, and now a touch from Ellis. She's perhaps been the bright spark for Leeds today. Witham slowly coming into her own. Brighouse Town taking a very long time here to clear. They thought that ball was going to go dead, and it hasn't. Here comes Witham, tries to poke it towards goal. The keeper with a big important save. Becky Fahati has got her body in the way at the very last second. She just covers her near post perfectly. Does the Brighouse Town #1. And just when you maybe thought she might have to go across her goal for the toe-poked effort from Danielle Witham, the goalkeeper makes a save. So 2 big moments now. We had the clearance off the line from Catherine Hamill, and that save from Flaherty. And I think from the area that they were in, Leeds will be very frustrated not to score.
Yeah, I think obviously Kemp wanting to see that ball going out, and Leeds just not giving up, just gives us that extra effort, and obviously it sees a good chance, unfortunately going to the arms of Flaherty.
Yeah, Woodruff putting the pressure on Drew Green, who's injected a bit of pace into this attempted run down the line. Danby flicks it off the back of Wilcock, down the line to Smart, popped up inside to Woodruff, good touch, and now Witham. Leeds working in the tight area as well, keeping their touches pretty concise. Brighouse Town back on the ball with Sowerby, who goes early towards Williams. Covering that run there was Bradley Auckland. And a big round of applause from those in attendance at Tadcaster. Appreciating just a solid bit of defending and some good play, and probably enjoying the spectacle as a whole.
Yeah, I think it'll be an entertaining game today, regardless of the score.
Of course, as a player, Jodie, looking to come back into that first team when the timing's right for you. You've been part of this squad for so long. This competition, I'm sure, means a lot to as a group. It's still, prestigious enough. It is the first round popper, and so many teams will have dreams of going. Expectation levels, of course, will have to be set, but it just gives you that extra motivation to try and do something a bit different rather than playing in the league.
Yeah, the competition's so exciting, and it's obviously just something else to aim for and see how far you can go as a team, and obviously face new player teams. Unfortunately, here we've got a local rivalry that we've seen so much of in the recent seasons, but hopefully in the next coming rounds there'll be different teams from different leagues which will face a new challenge.
Yeah, so Leeds will have a challenge to face here from a set piece. Darcy Green with the delivery. Bradley Auckland getting her head in the way, just dipping at the last second. Strong challenge. Clearance is sliced, but it's effective enough to at least stop the pressure for now. Headed away by Hindle, but only into the penalty area, so Leeds have work to do. Williams with a cross in. Drew Green lurking at the far post. She will keep this play alive. Leeds maybe could do with putting the pressure on early. Woodruff comes out, so as does Karen Simpson, and the handling wasn't perfect. Her execution to come off the line was, so I think she gets away with an error, and Leeds will be happy to see their goalkeeper dive on the ball. It is still 0-0 though, Jodie.
Yeah, I think it's good to see, obviously, picking herself up and getting on with the game. Can't obviously dwell on things like that too much. Shouldn't have too much pressure, so hopefully she's not thinking too much about that.
Smith with the commanding clearance downfield after a couple of headers and determined midfield work. Short throw out from the back is an option, and they take it. Brighouse Town. His leg will make her way down the right wing. Forward to Sowerby. Woodruff to Smart. Pressure from Brighouse Town is pretty intense. Danby. That isn't a free kick. Referee lets play go. Sowerby swapped towards the right hand side. A looping ball down the line. In fact, it's set up towards Simpson. Now we go in towards midfield. Witham, that's a really good ball out towards Ellis. Now running forward on goal. She takes her time, but then goes for it early. Macy Ellis with a woeful shot from her standards from there. And does she, Jodie, have the chance to take that further? She seemed to set herself really, really early. Again, she had the better angle. She'll know what she can do from that range. I think frustration all around and what could have been there for Leeds United Women.
Yeah, I think she seems to have obviously set herself quite early. She had a little bit more time, and obviously with her pace, you'd expect her to get a little bit closer and back herself there with a bit more confidence. But she's obviously taken the shot a little bit early, and it's unfortunately gone over.
Now Ellis inside to Brown. She was just trying to turn it round the corner to Smith. While she did do so, it wasn't the best pass, and now Brighouse will clear. Danby wide to Ellis. Again, she's managed to get so much space. Ellis to the far post. It's over Woodruff. And Woodruff will have space to work in. Now to turn past the defender, Drew Green across the floor. Here comes Smart, and it's over the top. And every one of Leeds' efforts have been overhit today. But that's possibly the best move of the match. Bit of trickery from Eamon Woodruff. Spins away, puts it on a plate for Olivia Smart. The pressure was coming, but she was, I think, just stretching a little bit too much.
It's a great area, that pass. It's usually a dead set to be a goal there, but obviously the defender had some great pressure, and it just had Olivia Smart's shot just go over.
Flick on header by Brighouse Town. Sowerby will now make her way into the box after winning that glancing knock. Poor pass down the line, and Catherine Smith has enough time to go get it, set herself and clear, but doesn't get enough territory on that clearance. Now the ball in, Simpson, better handling. That's just what she needed. A simple enough catch to get her eye back in and get the ball into her hands. Less than 5 minutes to go in the first half. Leeds United Women 0, Brighouse Town Women 0. This FA Cup first round tie is as close to match as you're going to get. And Simpson with the poor clearance. Distribution was really effective last week. That is just a poor pass. You can see with the fact that she's got her hands on her hips what she thinks about it. She'll be very annoyed.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can probably waste a little bit of the clock there. You know, you've got a couple of seconds and maybe just find the better option, or maybe just back yourself and have the confidence to do something different. I know she's obviously found, off the floor, she's found players very well. It just went out of her hands. She might have just miskicked it.
Brighouse Town concede a free kick, much to their disgust. The clock has come to the near side, and it's the challenge on Danby that's the issue. So that is a late challenge spotted by the official. In behind leg will deal with it. Easily the most composed defender at that Brighouse Town team so far today, because that's what we've seen the most of her. It's always a good sign when you, as a player, when you know we did the final last year, Jodie, and she was the best player in Brighouse Town's defence then. So consistency levels stood out that day, and so far led from the example at the centre half as the ball over the top, and it's cleared back by Bradley Orkin. Smith trying to cushion it for Smart, and she does so. Smart though making her way down the wing, and it hits her on the thigh and out of play. Is there an area, Jodie, that you feel that Leeds need to improve into to take the lead in this second half? Should we get to 0-0 at the interval?
I think we've obviously got the ball moving around the pitch really well. Maybe just a bit more support from midfield to the strikers, just to, you know, give them a different option maybe, so we can build up from that final third and pose a bit more of a threat.
Yeah, Darcy Green was the threat there. She went to ground early. Referee waved his arm in the air to suggest there's nothing wrong with it, as is Ellis Witham. Daniel Witham flies in. Brighouse got the ricochet in their favour as coming away with it. It was Wilcock. Here now is Bradley Orkin. Just a scooped clearance. It just gives Leeds a bit more breathing space. As Drew Green has it for Brighouse Town Women. Not for long though as Leeds clear. Abby Brown was not expecting that pass down the line. Strong enough challenge from Olivia Smart, and Smart will make her way down the wing. Just trying to clear her lines and reset for Leeds. As we approach half-time, I think Rick Passmore would have taken 0-0 at the interval as well, considering we're playing a team from the division above. Brighouse Town Women pulling away in midfield from Ellis. Wide it goes. And out for a throw. And I think Leeds will take their time here and try and get to half-time, Jodie, and take the positives from that.
Yeah, I think we just had a spell where the ball's not really stuck, whatever we've tried to do. So it'd be good to obviously just get the ball down and build from the back.
Yeah, that probably around 15 minutes to about 32 was Leeds' best spell, where they were a bit more dominant, winning a lot more of the second balls. Smith wanted to get to it, realised quite soon after that it wasn't going to reach her. It reached Alice, and there is the evidence of how close this first half has been. No need for any stoppage time, very little incidents, but plenty of determination from both teams. Leeds United Women 0, Brighouse Town Women 0 at the Sotrac Stadium. We'll have more first round coverage in the FA Cup here on LUTV in 15 minutes' time.
Come round us. I'll come with us.
Welcome back to LUTV's coverage here. Leeds United Women against Brighouse Town Women as we prepare for the second half. We are level at 0-0 in a very low-key first half in terms of goal-mouth action. We had an effort cleared off the line by Catherine Hamill, racing back to her own goal rather than actually off the line, but she was the last defender and she hooked it clear and away from trouble. And then the closest Leeds came was a couple of shots at the near post, and then that one from Macy Ellis, which she just dug out, and the goalkeeper Becky Flaherty made the save. So myself, Tom Hill and Jodie Hunter will bring you all the second half commentary. It is goalless between the two teams at the Sotrack Stadium. The two teams for Leeds are Simpson, Hindle, Hamill, Bradley Orkin, Smart and Smith, Witham, Danby, Brown, Woodruff and Ellis. And Brighouse is for Flaherty, Bamforth, Green, Legg, Dean, Cass, Green, Kemp, Williams, Sowerby and Wilcock. That's Drew Green and Darcy Green, by the way. Here is Darcy Green on the attack for Brighouse Town. She's got in behind Hindle, who committed herself early. We're warning this for Leeds, and a worrying sign, and shot's going to come in, and it's hooked wide. No corner, went straight through the legs. An effort towards goal, Jodie, and a lot more meaningful attack from Brighouse than we had in the first half. It took them a good 15 minutes to get into this sort of area. It took them 45 seconds this time around. Yeah,
I think it might have just been a little bit slow start, or just caught off guard there. Obviously Darcy showing a pace going down the left side and getting a good ball into the box, which just wasn't cleared.
So Carrie Simpson will assess their field before taking her pass down the left-hand side by the looks of things. That is the area she goes. It was towards Danielle Witham, who deals with it and goes long towards Brown. And Brown heads clear. Sorry, Brighouse clear. Abby Brown couldn't get to it. Here is Catherine Smith. She was just trying to flick it down the line for Ellis. Ellis expected her to go long, so Catherine Smith's pass goes astray. Brighouse Town follow suit, and a poor pass gives Leeds the momentum once again for a throw. The bench for Leeds: Jenny Handy, Savannah Robson, Rebecca Bass, who's back from injury, Leonie Price and Kenesha May Underdown. We've seen Kenesha May Underdown start and then start the games on the bench, in and out of the team. We've seen Leonie Price off the bench most weeks. Rebecca Bass, when fit, normally starts. Savannah Robson didn't get the chance last week, and it's one of those areas where Leeds tend to change their wingers as their subs, who of course they have to do so much work for this team. This maybe is the game that she can come back into the fold, Jodie, and attack. We might get Rebecca Bass out there and push Hindle forward. It is one of those games where subs might not be as common. I mean, Brighouse have only named 3, and at a very close game like this, we're going to get the issue of, if you make a change, will you lose momentum? It's a fine balance.
Yeah, I think it also comes into it what sort of formation you want to play. You don't want to unsettle the team. You know, they've obviously, from the kick-off, they gelled well together. There's a few changes as it is from the starting 11. So it just making those changes, does it obviously take a while to get into the game? You know, it's just one of them things that you've got to decide which is best for the team on the day.
Leeds trying to get to the ball. Ellis leading the pressure alongside Brown.
Becky, well done!
It goes for a Brighouse Town throw. Taken by Drew Green. That's a handball. Sowerby hit her on the under part of the forearm there. Referee didn't spot it. Hindle is appealing for a high boot and just checking that things are okay. I think she's tougher than she realises, Rachel Hindle, because she'd already made the challenge and headed it away before she appealed. And just checking. Cold weather, it's going to sting, is the old boot to the nose. And Rachel Hindle is okay to continue.
Yeah, quite something to still keep control of the ball as well, and look at the referee.
Flicked inside by Sowerby, and Witham will get to it first. Important check back run from her. It's Bradley Orkin. Danby. Oh, Danby gives the ball away. Bradley Orkin nips in. Important interception from her back towards Simpson. And out of play for a Leeds throw. Trying to lead the way down the line is Danby. Drew Green will get across and she keeps it in. It's good work from Brighouse Town.
Girls, Annabelle, they've got to start setting the ball. Everyone's trying to turn.
It will be out once again. Leeds trying to get near that touchline. Set piece goes their way. Olivia Smart is waiting for it. 6 minutes into this second half. This Women's FA Cup tie finally poised. Smart with the delivery. Near post was Howell and Brown. It's poked wide by Bradley Auckland. And offside, Ellis. Leeds were hoping just to regenerate that attack, start again and whip it to the far post. Olivia Smart's set pieces are normally very accurate. She asked questions. She got the touch she wanted from a Leeds player. Just a little bit unfortunate, Jodie, that Ellis was offside to start again.
Yeah, obviously it was out of picture for us, but I think that late touch by a Leeds player just makes her offside.
Onside. And girls.
So reminder, Leeds beats South Shields to get to this first round proper. Plenty of ties taking place up and down the country today. As the ball is hooked clear by Simpson, headed back by Legg, and here is Smart. Down the wing and out of play for a Brighouse Town throw.
Drop off, Kempi.
Touch from Catherine Smith forces another throw in for Brighouse Town. Chested pass, or attempted, was by Annabelle Cass. Leeds get the call going their way. And we've got back to that scrappy format, Jodie, here, where nobody is giving anything away for either side, and it's very, very tough to split them.
Yeah, hopefully we can see something come of it and then building back up from Leeds, getting the ball down and playing it well. But as you can see, there's lots of scrappy play, lots of throw-ins taking place.
Yeah, Hindle gets away, flicks it back towards Olivia Smart. Down the line, it ricochets off the legs of the number 9, which is Imogen Williams. To Brown. Leg gets the wrong side of it and will concede a corner. A desperate lunge from her to keep it alive for a throw, and she doesn't get the touch she wanted. So Leeds can now put their centre-backs forward. Catherine Hamill in the number 5 is going up. Sophie Bradley-Auckland in the 14 jersey will join her. Leeds have a line of players ready. Smart with the delivery. Underneath it is Bishop Auckland, Bradley-Auckland, and she gets underneath it too much. It's a perfect defender's header, just at the wrong end of the pitch.
Yeah, we'll just see it back here. I think it's a good run coming in. Late run.
Does she see it late? I think she'll be frustrated. But another good delivery as well.
Yeah, I think she had no pressure there as well. She'd lost a marker. I think she'd be disappointed with that one.
It does look like the changes on the far side there for Brighouse Town Women. And if we are going off where players have been playing, then Imogen Williams was playing right wing. Jodie is nodding, so if it's wrong, Jodie's fault. But because the change hasn't come to us near side, it does look like it's Williams for Ella Harris, we think.
my fault if not.
Correct. She was a danger in the first 15 minutes, Imogen Williams. Leeds sort not, I won't say marked her out of the game, but the attacks went down the other side for Wilcock and then through the middle for Sowerby. But Harris offers a fresh impetus. She looks like she's gone to right back for now, and Drew Green has pushed further forward in the 7 jersey. So her number matching her position now as Catherine Smith digs in. And this is where the first card is played by the Brighouse Town coaching team. And we have a different set of ideas, some fresh legs off the bench, and a couple of position changes.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit early for a normal substitution, unless it's due to injury, which we're not sure of. But I think fresh legs and something different might be the next thing that Leeds should probably look towards. Not that anyone's played badly, maybe just something fresh, just to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, Brown gets down the left wing with them, heads it forward. She was just trying to cushion it into her own path. She will chase this down and she will watch it out of play for a corner. And Daniel Witham gets herself into a good area and just plonks it down. Olivia Smart will make her way forward from left back. So more areas for Leeds to try and exploit this Brighouse Town women's defence. Can they find another header like Bradley Orkin just had? That was over the top that time. Smart again towards the goalkeeper, misses it. It's cleared away. Here comes Brown. It's over the top. She claims it got a touch. She's hit it so true, Abby Brown. Oh, great ball in from Olivia Smart. Keeper doesn't get anywhere near it. Sowerby, the touch. I didn't see one at first glance. Second time around, I didn't see one either. I think Abby Brown has just missed it, but what a delivery from Olivia Smart. It caused carnage. Yeah,
it's a great area to put the ball in there from Olivia Smart. I know the Brighouse didn't deal with it at all. It's just unlucky for it to go over the bar, like the other efforts from Leeds.
Forward it goes, and it's over the top and cleared away from Brighouse Town. Across goes Hindle. She was just trying to see that ball out, and she's been caught out here. Now Sowerby chases this one down. Bradley Orkund goes across to try and smother. A looping ball in from Lucia Sowerby is wayward and behind for a goal kick. And this FA Cup tie, again, finally poised. Nothing to split them so far. There's a short goal kick taken into Bradley Orkund, wide to Danby, who's just moved to left back for the time being to receive the ball. Hindle's done nothing wrong at right back the last few weeks. Would you expect Rebecca Bass as the first change to add some energy to the right? Would you think it'd be further forward? It's a very tough call for Rick Passmore, to be honest.
I think Rebecca Bass does offer a lot, especially going forward, even as a defender, but maybe giving somebody else an opportunity for more of an attacking position would be probably my call.
So looking at the bench, Savannah Robson would be the ideal candidate, because the only price is a holding midfielder, and Kanisha May Underdown is a holding midfielder. Unless you brought one of those to on and push someone else further forward. As Leeds chase down this pass into the channel, it was Brown leading the charge, and it is Brown that wins Leeds a throw thanks to that determined run. One of today's spectators helps out Olivia Smart as she goes for Witham. A costly slip, wrong timing for her. Hour mark nearly upon us at the Sotrac Stadium. Woodruff to Brown. Brown lays it inside. She was looking for Danielle Witham. She overhit it, not allowing Witham the chance to score against her former club. Up steps Catherine Hamill, runs straight into Sowerby. Not enough to foul her though, but it's perfect from Hamill because it slows Brighouse down. Although, only for a split second. Across comes Bradley Auckland, pokes the ball away, and the two centre-backs have worked really well together so far. new partnership at the back. And Bradley Hannon normally back there. Referee indicates we're going to get another change. A Brighouse Town player is coming across towards the near touchline. And it is the number 2, Kelly Bamforth, that will make way for Monique Watson. Jodie's supreme footballing knowledge already signaling before Bamforth had made her way to the stand that she was coming off. Had a quiet game, in fairness.
Yeah, we've not seen too much of the midfield as such for Brighouse. I feel like they've played a lot more long balls and down the flanks, whereas Leeds have obviously tried to play a little bit more in the middle and then get it out wide.
Witham gets a slight touch to it. Referee now gets in the way, so he apologises. He could do absolutely nothing. And Brighouse Town will try and reset and regroup as Sowerby is the closest to at least have to watch out for that pass out wide. And Woodruff spots it. And no sooner as she does so, Brighouse Town have to go backwards. Fired into the far post, and a good ball as well. Both teams appealing, and it is a goal kick. It was a pass out from Ella Harris. Very direct. Knew exactly what she wanted to do with that ball, and I don't think the first touch was that bad either from Lauren Wilcock. It was just the pressure that then forced her to shoot early.
Yeah, I think it was good pressure there from Leeds with quite a few players around her, but the touch did set her up nicely.
Smith misses the header. Likewise Witham. Smith doesn't miss that challenge though. And out wide, Brighouse Town women will try to attack. Olivia Smart stepping up. Daniel Witham again. And Witham will chase this down. She wants help on the right-hand side. She wants someone to cut that gap off. She didn't get it. Very frustrated there with them as Smith gets in with a challenge. And she just gets caught in two minds. She wanted to look down the line. She tried to play it to Hindle. She did neither. Hindle will now bail her out with a looping flick tackle. Just scoops the ball up. And it spins into the path of Bradley Orcon. There is Hindle, but she doesn't get the call to get rid of the ball. Smith fires in with a challenge. She's hurt herself there as Sowerby. Referee is going to give... I think he gave the corner. His arms were about everywhere there, but I don't think that was a foul by Smith. It was just a collision. We'll get the replay here. I think the ball's hit her in the face, hasn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah,
and it should be a corner.
That's what I thought, and I thought the referee was going to stop play, but I think with it being so close to the corner, he's hopeful that it went out.
Rebecca Bass has just set off down the line to warm up. Brighouse Town are going to send Ella Harris across to take the corner. Robson, another one that's warming up for Leeds. Rebecca Bass on a caring side. Has a sub to go see if Sowerby's okay. And she will be told she can come back on here as the chance comes in for Brighouse Town. Leeds defending well. Last touch comes in. And just the last few minutes, Brighouse Town having a few moments to get a bit excited about. And I think we've barring a real change in circumstances and conditions, I think we've all going to settle that if we are going to get a goal today, it'll be the single goal. It'll be very unlikely that we're going to get a grandstand finish.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a high-scoring game. I think both sides have very evenly matched each other. I think it'll just be a crucial goal, or who's more clinical. Unless it's like the County Cup final and it ends up going to penalties.
Free kick to Leeds, which Hindle will take. She loops it down the line, trying to force a mistake out of the Brighouse Town defenders, one which they do not give, and knock the ball straight back down the line. Leeds with Brown. Brown tried to flick it behind for Ellis. She was caught a little bit there. Referee Brown has a look at the linesman to maybe have a hopeful appeal for a pen. Nothing given, it will be a goal kick. Again, it's not been a game where Brown's had much service. It's not a penalty. That, looking at the replay, very little contact in the challenge. So Flaherty will get ready to clear downfield. She made an important save in the first half to deny Ellis. Wide to go for Harris, who's been very impressive off the bench, been involved nice and early. And it goes across to Smart for the throw. Danby the closest to her. Smith runs away to cover that midfield position that's been left occupied. With them with the flick on header. Woodruff and Harris fighting for the ball. Here is Sowerby. It's now with Watson. Drew Green keeps it in. Leeds have got to get back here. Brighouse Town coming forward. A looping ball. Simpson, does she get a touch to that? It turns away. And Brighouse Town are denied. And I don't think Simpson did get a touch, which makes it even more nerve-wracking for Leeds that Drew Green's delivery just missed the cross. Couldn't pick out Sowerby. And the last few moments has been Brighouse Town women's best, Jodie.
Yeah, I think Leeds haven't really got much into the second half. I think Brighouse has obviously seen quite a few chances, just shy wide or over the bar. Hopefully Leeds can get into it a little bit more.
Smart tries to just up the ante in defence a little bit. Smith comes across to help her. Catherine Smith has not taken out one Brighouse player, but two. And the referee suggests that not at any point did she get the ball. And Catherine Smith will get up off the deck to line up in defence. Brighouse Town have four, make up 5 orange and black jerseys around the official, and the free kick deciding what's to come. Can understand why Catherine Smith went for the challenge. The ball was there at first, just taken away from her by Watson at the last second. So here is Harris to take. With a powerful delivery, Simpson watches it all the way, and Carrie Simpson deals with it. Leeds asking for a free kick on the keeper. And Carrie Simpson will be given a bit of time here to just get her her breath back and make sure she's okay. And we might need a little bit longer here at the Sotrac Stadium. Carrie Simpson just double checking things over. And the referee suggests that the game can now be back underway. Brown flick on header to Ellis. Ellis will go down the line to Hindle. It's not an easy angle for Hindle to try and cross it into the area. I'm about to say, if she takes the touch, she has a chance, but that then means the space will be closed down. And in doing so, first time, she plays it straight out of play for a goal kick. And again, no change so far for Rick Passmore. The same 11 is still out there. Bradley Lockland goes back towards Simpson, who smashes it straight back downfield. Harris has made a big difference, Jodie, at right back for Brighouse Town. She's slotted in well, and it's allowed Drew Green to push further forward. Brighouse Town's subs have worked. It's whether or not, if Rick Passmore just turned to his bench, he will get the same impact.
Yeah, I think we obviously need to do something just to change it up a little bit. And obviously we've seen a lot of these players putting a lot of effort in, and obviously their pitch is a little bit heavy, so it'd be good to see some fresh legs, change it up, see if we can get something out of this game.
Yeah, Smart takes her time before looking downfield to Woodruff, who's been very quiet in the second half. The entire Leeds attack has been quiet in the second half. They had so much more joy in the first 45. It has been Brighouse Town women's games since then. Clearance downfield, and Danby to Smart. Immediately closed down by Drew Green. Referee says no free kick, and now Drew Green gets down this right-hand side. She will take her time. That's allowed Danby to get there. Fires the cross in, doesn't get any curl on the ball, and it's more of a slice than anything else. We're into the final 20 minutes after this goal kick will be taken. And here on LUTV, we've seen an incredibly close game between Leeds United Women and Brighouse Town Women. FA Cup first round. Not many games, I'm sure, up and down the country in the first round will be as tight as this. It really has been a game of fine margins. There was no stoppage time in the first half. The only stoppage we've had in the second is for that Sowerby head injury. We're drilling down for a minute. As Hindle now prepares this latest throw for Leeds. Towards Brown. Hindle inside. Smart idea to just keep possession. Don't think they've done that in this second half. Showed you an awful lot. Smart's closing this down here. At least try to put the pressure on Harris. It'll be a run that means very little, but Leeds just haven't had the ball at their feet or got it down and played into any areas. They've gone long with passes. They've tried to turn Brighouse round that way. As a result, it's taken the midfield three out of the game.
Yeah, and that's what we had so much joy going through the going through the midfield. Sorry, and obviously that's changed the flow for Leeds United.
Yeah, changing the flow for Leeds United there was Wilcock with a late challenge. It is just mistimed, and it is going to be a yellow card. Lauren Wilcock is trying to suggest that's her first foul. Is that harsh? I mean, Hinder was on the attack and getting into a good area, so I think in terms of position, the referee certainly has an argument to give that card.
Yeah, I think promising attack, and obviously she wasn't going to get the ball from that lunge. Hindle was away there.
So the referee, in Jodie's mind, gives the correct call.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that.
Danby fires the ball in. Leeds trying to get to it. Body's going to ground. Brown fires it up into the air. It's a aimless shot in the end, but Ellis has kept it alive. Hindle now pokes it forward. Bradley Orkin was just trying to turn it around the corner. Ellis, well, you see, Bradley Orkin is trying to suggest she can't be offside because she's come from a deeper position. Interesting to see if she had strayed off and she just didn't realise. She was on the floor at the time. As here now is Smart. And can Leeds get forward here with any meaningful pass? Woodruff again just chases down what is a lost cause at first. Needs help here from Smart, and she's done well there. Amy Woodruff keeps it in and now gets Smart on her way down the left. She's gone for the first time throw, and it's hit Smart on the back of the I say back of the head, it's hit on the back. And out of play for a goal kick. Good work again from Shauna Legg. And we remain 0-0 at the Sotrac Stadium after 73 minutes. Still to see the signs of a sub for Leeds' perspective. Brighouse Town only named two. Maybe they'll feel the two they've put on the pitch will be enough to get them over the line today as the ball is played forward. Witham offside. Daniel Witham, I think, felt that she was the one that was punished. That isn't the case. And it's all a bit too stop-starts. Do we think the only way, I won't say back into the game because it's still 0-0, but the only way to get the advantage is a sub, Jodie?
Yeah, I'll be looking at our bench. Hopefully we see them warming up and ready to go, slotting into the team, just as we've seen in the recent weeks. And they would be up for it, a game like this, clash against Brighouse Town. And obviously the excitement of the FA Cup, what that brings. Hopefully we see something exciting come from the bench.
Yeah, Brighouse Town on the attack. Smith gets a touch to it. Danby turns away, into Wilcott though. Rush clearance by about 3 Leeds players, so Danby puts her foot on the ball and goes back to Simpson, and Simpson's clearance is poor. It's given Brighouse Town great field position here. Wilcock in fact tried to make it worse by attacking past Hindle. She twists inside, she gets it away. There is Witham to hook it clear. Wide it goes. Hindle is back in a good area. Heavy touch though. She's played herself into trouble. Does well to keep it alive, but Leeds are just playing themselves into trouble time and time again. Smith turns back, gives it to Danby. Danby hooks it clear. Here is Witham. Maybe a bit of space there for Witham for a change. Just haven't had a day where, and this is because we're playing against a good team, it doesn't go your way, but the midfield three are known for their running forward. Danby maybe less so, a bit more technical. She can play the pass and bring others into the game, but we know Smith, we know Witham are just constantly getting forward. They just haven't had that chance. Will they hear as it's towards Smith? She was looking for it on the edge of the box in the 10 jersey, and not to be as Hamill wins the header. But again, it'll fall to Brighouse, and they just have had that midfield control. And even when they've lost it on occasions, they've wrestled it back very quickly. And it's been a game of fine margins throughout this first 76 minutes. Here they come on the attack once more. It is Drew Green going for it. A block. A desperate one from Bradley Auckland, and it is going to be a Brighouse corner, Jodie.
Yeah, we'll just see the replay here again. I think Brighouse are obviously enjoying this run of play here. I think it's good for Bradley Auckland to get down and get that shot blocked, but obviously we do concede a corner.
To the near post. Witham flying across. Has to be careful she doesn't give away a free kick or a penalty in those areas, those aggressive challenges of her. She nips out here and puts the pressure on. That could be Smart's ball, and it will be Olivia Smart's, but she claims she was blocked off. I think the referee's got that spot on. And Sowerby takes a quick throw. You can just tell by how Brighouse are playing that they're lifting this pace a little bit, taking throw-ins quickly.
Yeah, it seems like they've stepped up a gear. I think they had to do from the first half. They wanted to get anything from the game because Leeds did so well in the first half. And it's just about Leeds getting back into it and seeing about challenging Brighouse in the second half.
Brown trying to get into the midfield to stop the pass. Darcy Green down the left. Macy Ellis hocking the ball away, trying desperately. She wants that ball to have gone. It didn't. It's desperately asking for it to go out there, Ellis, because she was beaten. It went nowhere near the touchline, and Leeds get clear again. And they're not hanging on because Carrie Simpson isn't making save after save, but momentum is firmly with the team in orange. Maybe just at this stage now you can see the gap in experience of playing at a little higher level. They just keep going for the same passes. They're just trying to wear Leeds down, and it's a learning curve from today. To take forward no matter what the result is.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's always good to play other teams, especially in the league above. Challenge, obviously, is a different challenge on the day, but I think we've obviously still got a little bit more to play here, and hopefully we see something from the bench.
Yeah, Simpson and has not been able to cover it. Brighouse Town have punished Leeds, and from nowhere, Catherine Hamill tries to tell Simpson to get her head up and move on, because that is a moment that she'll want to forget. She just didn't cover that corner of the goal. I think she thought it was going to go over, but I said earlier about the close, quick free kicks, the quick throw-ins that have been taken. Well, Harris to Sowerby, and then Harris, she's just tried to cross it in, and Simpson just hasn't expected it to come. And we do not want to hound the blame on Carrie Simpson and make her feel any worse than she does, but she's looking round, I think, Jodie, for somebody to blame as the goalkeeper. And sadly, it's an error on her part. She didn't expect it. And unfortunately, the fact that she couldn't cover that post has meant that Brighouse have the lead. And now we have 11 minutes for Leeds to somehow generate enough attacks to go and get an equaliser.
Yeah, well, we've seen how well Ella Harris executes those free kicks and the set pieces, so I think giving her a little bit too much time on the ball there to play that ball in, or that shot in so well, and how driven it was. I think it's something to be learnt from, and not to give her too much space there.
Brown goes to ground.
Good, Annabelle. Where are we? Good, Monique.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if
Go,
Ella Harris meant anything to do with that. It's a good ball in. That's exactly what she's tried to do. I don't think she was going for that near corner though, as Leeds with Bradley Auckland are going to send her forward. That means Catherine Hamill will take it. Danby, the only player back alongside the Leeds centre half. So Hamill does float the ball towards Bradley Auckland. Here is Smart. She's trying to suggest it took a touch. It sadly did not. Into the final 10 we go. And still waiting the changes for Leeds. Not the worst ball in again from Hamill. I think Leeds' set pieces today have been, on the whole, steady away. You know, decent balls in, asking questions. We just haven't had the bounce. That could have took a touch off a Brighouse player and just didn't do so. But you know, the main incident is that they're beating the first player. They're asking questions. We just haven't been able to then build on any of that today for Leeds. The Smith gets back goal side. A free kick is given. Leeds' players are frustrated there that the call earlier on did not go their way.
Yeah, as we can see, Sarah Danby questioning the referee and obviously just wanting a fair game played from him. Obviously frustrations coming, especially as 1-0 down when it's been so tight between the two teams.
Headed away by Woodruff, who again has just not had anything to attack in this second half. Leeds get the advantage here as Brown, one of the quickest players on the Leeds team. She's tired. The conditions are slowing her down as well. Strong challenge there from both players. The Brighouse Town player is still down, so the referee is going to stop the game. I think that's fair enough. I know Leeds are frustrated, but he let them attack originally for advantage. Leeds were then back at centre-back, so it's not the worst stoppage for them. Maybe contentious for Brighouse because it looked like it was a head or a facial injury for Nicole Kemp. And I wonder if Rick Passmore will decide to change things quite drastically and go for 2 or 3 sets of players at the same time, rather than we've sort of run out of that allotted time slot where you can do one for 10 minutes, then another. It is almost do or die time.
Yeah, I think we don't have much time at all, like you say. I think it's probably be best to make a couple of changes at once and hopefully they can gel well together and make something of the game.
Kath Hamill has walked away from the ball because Kerry Simpson has decided to come out from the back and take control. Witham wins the flick on header and then gets the second touch. Danby, though, stopped by Sowerby, who's been a real cause of Leeds' problems in this second half. Danby, I think, asking for players to get back. Oh, she's asking the referee for a handball. Sowerby still going, no sign of closing down for Leeds. Shot comes in, it's cleared away by Hindle. And Leeds are just maybe starting to feel a little sorry for themselves, Jodie. Things haven't gone their way. It's bound to be frustrating in this second half. You're at home. You're playing against a team that beat you on penalties last year in the cup, and you just want to do well for your teammates. And last few minutes, body language has been negative, which I think is more than natural.
Yeah, I think so much energy goes into obviously wanting to do well, representing your clubs in a competition such as the FA Cup, but it just seems to be running away a little bit too much from them at the moment, with not so many minutes left on the clock.
Harris, been the difference maker really for Brighouse Town. Slotted in at right back, her cross is in. It was her cross come shot that got the goal for Brighouse Town Women. But her introduction has made a real positive influence as we need a new ball at the Sotrack Stadium. Leeds 0. There is a change coming. That is Rebecca Bass, by the looks of things, that is readying herself. And she will need to make an immediate impact with the time left. Olivia Smart wins a throw-in further down the field. She will take it again. work from Smart into Brown. Brown goes for the shot towards goal, and the first shot really that Abby Brown's been able to have on goal is the 85th minute. It's a decent effort. It's on her supposed weaker right foot. It's just taken Leeds far too long to have that, Jodie.
Yeah, it's a good play here. 1-2 pass back to the throw, and then she's obviously taking it on. And it's a good effort, but easy for the keeper to take.
Smith fighting for every ball in midfield. Here is Danby. No width there, but Smart was dropping deep. There is now, though, with Brown in behind. Tries to turn the ball inside. Brighouse haven't dealt with it. Here comes Woodruff. Handball appeals. Referee not doing it. Here is Brown. Brown goes for goal. Another handball appeal. Referee points to the sports. Leeds have a penalty. And finally something to smile about in the second half. Brighouse Town desperately appealing the decision. Not one, but two penalty appeals. And the second, I mean, it looked to be in the chest, but the arms were across. Jodie, as part of this team, I know you're going to say it's a penalty, but what were your thoughts?
It seems as though the referee, his body language and where he's pointing to, it's obviously he's happy for it to be a handball. He's obviously dead certain. No backing down there.
Yeah, well, the hand gesture the referee has just made suggests that the hands were brought into the chest, but, you know, he's saying it's an unnatural. He's now telling the player to stay back. So penalty for Leeds towards the end of this game, fighting to stay in the FA Cup first round and the competition as a whole. And Abby Brown looks for another goal this season. She's against Becky Flaherty of Brighouse Town. Brown left-footed, steps up, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Abby Brown's second chance of the match ends up in the back of the net. You can see what it means to the players. It's Leeds United Women 1, Brighouse Town Women 1.
Yeah, hopefully this is what we need just to lift them in the last couple of minutes of the game. This is what the FA Cup brings.
Yeah, good penalty, powerful, picked her spot. And Flaherty went the opposite way, a little skip and a jump from Amy Woodruff. And now Leeds can't afford to get caught up in the moments. With that late penalty, he's back to business, and Brighouse Town have been the better team in the second half. That has to change. And it's hooked clear by Smith. Extra time is on its way, by the way. Then penalties, so perhaps the changes are being delayed. Did Rick Passmore think this is going to be a battle to the very end, and he has to get a fresh set of legs? Brighouse Town has a head collision here. Sowerby and Catherine Hamill. Well, Sowerby's in real discomfort, kicking the legs out in pain. Catherine Hamill will have some head discomfort as well. They're both going to hurt. Catherine Hamill's is more of a facial knock. Sowerby around the back of their head, and let's hope both of them are okay to continue. But fine margins. Ella Harris and Monique Watson, the subs for Brighouse Town Women, have made an impact. They only have one other sub left. Leeds still have... When I say they only got one sub left, they only named 3 subs, whereas Brighouse opposition and host today, Leeds United Women, have the 5. And I have been saying all day we'd get a fine margin and maybe a sole goal. I'm shocked it's 1-1. I didn't think maybe the subs would be where that this game would be won and lost because of maybe sheer amount of bodies. Both players good to go. I think the referee's trying to explain to the Brighouse Town coaching staff about the penalty. And the physio is going to be carded. He's made a comment, I think, as part of the coaching staff as well about the penalty. So clearly they're unhappy at it. And a lot of passion on show and tempers at boiling point, Jodie.
Yeah, I think this is where you've just got to step back and let the other team get on with what they're dealing with the referee, and hopefully you can just take this momentum and get another one.
So Leeds just trying to stay switched on. Both players, Sowerby and Hamill, are good to go. Have their head checks and they're still out there. Drop ball situation. Referee gets the game back underway. Leeds have to get back into defensive positions. Smith gets across. Very smart. That's good work from Olivia Smart. She gets on the attack. She's asked for it in behind us with them. Smart has spotted that. She just can't get it forward. And Olivia Smart is now out of position. Brighouse Town Women have spotted that. Here comes Sowerby. Smith races across from midfield and then avoids the challenge. And that is Catherine Smith in a nutshell. running the extra yard for the team to get there. Woodruff holds the ball up. It's out to Brown, and Brown gets on the attack. Will Leeds maybe swap those two round for the extra time period to bring others into the game? Brown to the byline, trying to get the cross in. Still going, Abby Brown. It's a teasing ball to the far post. Goalkeeper nearly commits. The defender claims there was a push. I thought it was a push by Macy Ellis, and the referee suggests that wasn't. So if Brighouse Town women feel the penalty's harsh enough, and if Leeds score here, then God forbid the punishment the referee might be in for from the sideline. Is that enough of a push for you?
I think it's a difficult situation. Depends on where the referee is and what the angle is, but I think it's a slight push there.
Well,
But
we'll
it's a
take it.
corner.
We'll take it. As here comes Danby with the corner. What can she deliver to the goalkeeper? Flaherty just does enough to turn it away. I don't think that was a failed catch. I think she has patted it out. As Hindle, I thought she was lining up a shot. She goes wide to Ellis, who turns past the defender. It's to Danby. Leads into stoppage time, loading up the attack. Danby to the byline, across the face, deflected. Flaherty spills it that time, and it will be another set piece. And Leeds, it's taken them 85 minutes to get their attacking juices flowing. Brown with the penalty, and now 2 or 3 chances in quick succession. Can they get the stoppage time winner to send those in attendance into raptures? Danby, another set piece. This one's a little bit under hit. Brown comes across, doesn't get a body in the way. Salby does. Danby turns. I like the idea. The execution is not as good. And Brighouse Town with Watson have brought it away, and she's done very well. Ellis nips in, but not goal side. Bradley Alcon does get goal side. Ellis, all very frantic, almost as if Leeds feel they can get this game done. There's no sign of them seeing it out towards the added time and extra time. They want an early day. Kickoff was an hour earlier as well than their traditional 2 o'clock time. Plenty of time for the two teams if extra time is needed. Hindle wanting to take a quicker throw in than she's got here. There's a lack of options. Ellis, now Woodruff, probably the player you want in this situation to hold it up. And she spins and turns, just can't get the cross away. That clearance made. Sauber will chase it down. Smart back to Simpson. She's got time here, Simpson. And does the right thing to take a touch. There's no need to go first time. Hummel down the line into Ellis. Ellis needed to keep it in to attack it herself, and she gets the correct call from the fans and the coaching staff. No time to feel sorry for yourself. Get back in line, because there is still every chance the winning goal comes in the next few minutes of stoppage time. Hamill, Simpson trying to defend the fact that she didn't come off her line. That is not what you want to see the players arguing about it. As you said earlier, Jodie, just moving on, but as outfield players, you want your goalkeeper to help calm the situation. If Simpson wasn't 100% confident, she did the right thing to stay put. As Brighouse Town on the attack with Harris. Harris gets towards the edge of the penalty area. Another teasing cross. Kath Hamill deals with it to Danby. It is hooked clear. And this has been a lot tenser finish than we expected in the 75th minute. As here is Woodruff. Referee put advantage. Woodruff forward. Smart. The pass was short. I think she was offside anyway. But far tenser than I ever expected, Jodie.
Yeah, I think Leeds have obviously woken up and just instilled a little bit more effort and desire to get the ball and obviously get something from the game, and that's what we've seen.
Yeah, belief as well. I think the confidence that they can do this to Brighouse Town, as Bradley Alcon comes across and clears. Hindle was beating on that occasion. Darcy Green with the throw-in. Hindle making sure she doesn't give any ground away. Near post, Simpson watches it wide. And grateful to do so. So goals from Harris of Brighouse Town in the 79th minute. An equaliser less than 10 minutes later. Abby Brown's penalty, 86 minutes in the back of the net. There is Smith, and there goes the whistle to end this first 90 minutes in the battle. It really is a tense, close affair at the Sotrac Stadium, and the players need that lift from the coaching team. Brown's penalty has kept Leeds United in the cut. You can see the subs, some of them trying to give the high fives out. Leeds' players will be tired. It is not conditions that you want to keep playing in. The legs are weary, Jody. But a few moments ago, we would not have been sat in this position and we'd be on our way home. So you take what you're given. And Leeds United showing the fighting spirit that the club's all about.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant to see that we're here. Obviously, we're 1-0 not so long ago, and we didn't see much of an attacking threat from Leeds United. So it's good to see that we're into extra time, and hopefully we've got that extra energy and obviously use of the substitutes into this part of the game.
Yeah, so a quick break from us all here at LUTV, but we will be back in a few moments' time. Just a quick drink break to get ourselves ready for extra time, and then perhaps the dreaded penalties. But from the Sotrac Stadium, the score for now going into extra time is 1 apiece.
Sunday name.
Ed Ruby, come on. Keep going on. We need to beat them because the ref's been far. That's the only reason. Yeah. There were, yeah. He said both times. Both times.
Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage. Extra time is starting. And it is thanks to Abby Brown's penalty equaliser in the 86th minute after Harris's cross-come shot flew into the net and gave Brighouse Town Women the lead. So the FA Cup first round proper has been as tense as perhaps we expected. These two teams played out a 1-1 draw in their last meeting at 90 minutes. Sadly for Leeds, Brighouse Town won the West Routing County Cup final on penalties. We really do not want history to repeat itself. Jodie Hunter co-commentating alongside me. And this game is certainly going to be as tense as we expect, I feel. Still no sign of subs, which even I think adds to the drama. I mean, if it works, Rick Passmore deserves a massive pat on the back. He's the coach for a reason. But I think you just get that. I think it's just a generic sense of game's tight, players are tired, there's 5 subs, use them. He's gone for a different approach. Maybe he feels they can grind this one out.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since we've played into extra time, so you expect some changes to come quickly, if not before now. So it'll be good to see who comes on to make a difference in this tight game.
Yeah, looping ball into the far post. He's had his first touch, he's good, and it goes for goal. It was blocked immediately by Brighouse Town. They closed her down in quick succession. I did feel that when they got the first touch, Alice, that she was going to let fly and fire that far corner, but just like the second half started, a ball into the box, but that was for Brighouse Town. This time Brown. I think Brown going to the left and Woodruff going to centre forward has made a big impact as well.
Yeah, I think it gives a little bit more space for Abby Brown to get into. We know we like to see her pace and the trickery that she's got with the ball at her feet. But that one there just popped up nicely for Ellis, so we're hoping it could see the back of the net.
Yeah, ball across the penalty area. Leeds scrambling across, and a last-ditch challenge from Witham concedes a corner. So end-to-end action at the Sotrac Stadium. Flown into the edge of the 6-yard box, good header. And Simpson getting out there as well. Might have been Simpson's touch, looked like to be a real crowd of bodies. But the fans in attendance today have got their money's worth.
No, but that's the question, isn't it?
I'm sure a few would rather have a dramatic penalty shootout success. I'm guessing you do not want that. You want a steady 2-1 extra time winner.
That would be better, but as long as Leeds come out winners, I'm not sure it wouldn't be more entertaining seeing the penalties.
Yeah, Hamill stands her ground. Has to, because Sowerby's so powerful and strong. She's still going, Sowerby. Hamill hasn't given up though, and she gets there, and then Bradley Orkin comes in with a more powerful clearance, and again that centre-back partnership digs their heels in for Leeds United this afternoon. Harris down the line, Danby gets the blocking into Kemp in midfield. Brown now gets the blocking, and it is an option to have for Rick Passmore, because while Laura Bartlett was the top scorer for the 2 seasons that she was here and a fine player, as I said in the games a few weeks ago, wish her luck with her new club. She was a centre forward and a centre forward, that was it. And that's not discrediting her, because she was exceptionally good at it. But maybe a flexibility boost is that Woodruff can play left, Brown can play left. And the change here has given them a bit more licence to roam out wide.
Yeah, it gives us that change while on the field, not making a sub. It's really good to see how versatile the players are in this squad, and it obviously gives a new life against a different player on the other team, so it's good to see.
Ball in, Simpson gets across and deals with it easily. Just readjusting the gloves to make sure she's ready to go. Brighouse wide right, and here is Harris, the impact maker for her team at right back. Smart though goes back for a second attempt with her, and that's good work for Olivia Smart. Harris has had the better of her recently, but the way that Olivia Smart plays is that if she beats me the last time, I'll beat her the next. She just never stops really, and that was just a classic example of what Olivia Smart does at left back.
Yeah, I think Harris thought she was a little bit too confident there, and obviously Olivia Smart just doesn't give up, and she came out win on there.
And now the first change is ready for Rick Passmore. Rebecca Bass is ready to come on. And Ellis is the number. Suggests Hindle to right midfield, Bass to right back. Are you surprised by the change? Ellis being effective in the final third?
I think she has been very effective, but I think obviously we need something to change here. Not sure if maybe Rebecca Bass is going to see some enjoyment from an attacking position. We know how well she does coming from the right back position into that area, so it'll be interesting to see how well she does.
Flicked on down the line by Brighouse Town, but they get the touch from Olivia Smart.
Move them. Don't just stay in there.
Here is Harris. In behind she goes for a 1-2. Bradley Orkund will try and watch the ball out of play, and she does so very effectively.
Turn around. Ella, stay there. Stay there for this. Ella, stay there.
And Simpson wanted to play it short and decides against it. Simpson clears towards Smart. Good flick on header. Brown again. That partnership has worked well. Now Woodruff over the top. In fact, Bass has actually gone to right midfield. I mean, she is an effective attacking weapon from right back normally. As Brighouse Town will clear. Maybe they are feeling that it shows up the back line as well if she plays right back or right midfield. And Hindle is staying where she is. So we're seeing a variety of different things here from Leeds United Women.
Yeah, I think it shows that how well Rachel Hindle has done in that position as she's come into the team, and rightly so, she's able to keep that spot, and just shows how versatile the players are, and that Rebecca Bass can take up an attacking position on the field.
Throw into Brighouse Town Women. Referee, I think we're signalling that we need a new ball. We have had several smashed around the Sotrac Stadium today. Referee needs to work on his handling skills. Even the defender, Shauna Legg, has been able to have a dig at his attempt there. As now Woodruff in possession for Leeds. It's one apiece here in stoppage, actually in extra time at the Sotrac Stadium. Potential free kick there for Leeds. Referee, rightly so, plays advantage. Catherine Smith with a poor pass. She'll get a second attempt towards Bass. Bass was just lurking in behind, poised, waiting for the Brighouse Town player to miss it. And Rebecca Bass just tries to cause problems, wrestles her way out of trouble, and it's hooked down the line from Hamill. And out of play, and we've gone back to that scrappy game we had. So Leeds' best moment came from the 85th to 93rd, where you thought they could have scored 2 or 3. And again, Brighouse now trying to set their traps, Leeds likewise, and nothing to split the two, Jodie.
Yeah, hopefully we see a little bit more of a playing of the ball than just kicking it long and hoping for something. And Leeds want to get the ball down. Hopefully we can do through Catherine Smith. But she's being fouled. That's the only way to stop her, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, it is. She is a bit chaotic in the middle of the park. If you bring her to the ground, she can't make her runs forward, and that's why it's not great news for her that she has to be fouled to stop it. You can take it as a sign of respect as well. Hamill heads on. There's Woodruff, and Woodruff skies the ball over the top and out of play. And I mean, that wasn't a great attempt. Sorry, it wasn't a great area to hit it. Technique-wise, she would have had to have been incredibly consistent. I think she's asking a hell of a lot of herself. But again, I think that just shows you, Jodie, the game we've had. it isn't a game where Amy Woodruff feels she's had a lot of chances. She feels that as a half chance is the best time to shoot, so she's taking it. So it's a desperation for a striker that's probably annoyed that she's only had 1 or 2 windows to shoot as we just break off because Brighouse have got in behind here. Watson across the goal. Hindle's got dragged across. Here is Wilcox. She goes for it, gets her bearings wrong, and thankfully she does for Leeds United. Still 1 apiece at the Sotrac Stadium. Caught out there though, Jodie.
Yeah, I think the Leeds fans are happy for that to go into the stands there. I think she should have probably done better with that attempt. And it good pressure there from Rachel Hindle coming across.
Smith backs in, tries to win the header. Fails to do so. Over the top and Simpson can go and retrieve it. And played out towards Kath Hamill, who wants someone to come short so she doesn't have to play a looping pass. And that is why Brighouse had set their traps in all areas there of midfield, and Hamill was forced into a mistake. This time it's close control as Bass goes to ground. Free kick given her way. Important for Rebecca Bass to make an impact though, that she has space, Jodie. She needs the ball played into an area where she can run onto it. And we haven't had that since she stepped onto the pitch as a sub.
Yeah, I think we've not really seen much space for any of our forwards throughout the whole game. So it'll be good to see if she can find that space. I know she obviously likes running in deep from right back.
Yeah, break off because Brown's managed to find an area. Brown turns inside, goes for goal, it's blocked. And Brown's second touch is heavy. Well, Ivy Brown, as Smith goes for it. And a frustration there for everyone in Leeds colours. They felt that Catherine Smith had to take a touch, but the pass dug out from the wet surface at the Sotrac Stadium. I think Brown, once she turns inside, has made such a good call because it just gives her the angle. But then it's the tired legs, the penalty on her left foot. We know that's a stronger foot. Had so much confidence and power behind it. And that was just more of a, if I can steer it towards goal, it might go in. And the defender did well, Jodie.
Yeah, obviously she set herself up perfectly there, just on her unfavoured foot. Like you see, she's obviously worked tirelessly throughout the game. Obviously on her own at one point as the only attacking player for Leeds, closing down the defence, and it's just obviously not come off right for her there. The connection wasn't as strong as we'd hoped.
Down the right-hand side here is Drew Green. Needs to have to be careful. Hamill gets enough of a block away, then smart with the clearance. Leeds in midfield with Witham racing back. Leeds just maybe losing a bit of that spark in midfield. They're looking tired. Smith just goes for a powerful clearance downfield, but even Woodruff up front is struggling to keep up with the pace, and she's having to pretty much just run everywhere for Leeds to just put any pressure on, so she'll be above all having to do more running than anybody. Hindle steps up trying to stop the forward Wilcock. She's standing her ground effectively enough. Smith again with a clearance. She's had to make 3 or 4 of those at least in the last 5-6 minutes on the edge of the box. Handball appeals from those in the crowd. Rebecca Bass finally gets her kit dirty. I think Rebecca Bass will feel like she's out of place with a clean kit as a sub. She dives in with a timely challenge but doesn't get Leeds the ball back. Smart as the opposite player on the far side, jockeying her way, doesn't want to commit early. Danby now comes across. Harris flicks it back. This is patientness from Brighouse Town Women. And Leeds can't afford to dive into any tackles and give away cheap free kicks. They come again. That is advantage played. I didn't think that was a shoulder barge there. Now to Smith. Can she get her legs driving forward? She goes early with the pass to Woodruff. It's at least got Brighouse back pedalling. Not anymore though. Amy Woodruff falls over at a crucial time, and nearly the first half of stoppage time is up. Will we see any more subs, Jodie, in the second half of it.
I'd like to say so. Obviously, we can see a lot of players that have given their all so far in the game, so it'd be nice to see some fresh legs come on, give the players that have worked tirelessly a little rest. I know nobody will want to come off, but it's what's best for the team to get us the win today into the next round.
Harris told to step back for the throw. Brown complaining. A few others getting involved. Woodruff will try and cover the centre circle. Witham high up the pitch. You know, it's been a tiresome day when Danielle Witham looks to be tired out there. Now a Smart wins a free kick. Thrown to the floor by the challenge from Harris. Olivia Smart, I think, will have been slightly winded there, landing on the floor on her stomach. Plus, I think she wants the break. Another player that racks up the most amount of metres for Leeds United Women when she plays. Well, captain's performance as per usual. Bradley Auckland has come across to take the set piece. Leeds Hart trying to steal a bit of a march here and take it a bit further forward. Can they make it pay? Answer is no, and Harris blocks. And there is the end of extra time in the first half. Not a lot happened. Brown had a shot blocked. Brighouse Town trying to put some crosses into dangerous areas. Their players, I think, Jodie, looking tired as well.
Yeah, I think we should be able to make use of the squad that we've got, that we can do the rotations. We've obviously seen the introduction of Rebecca Bass, but we're not really seeing too much from the team this first half of the extra time, so hopefully we can see a bit more in the second half.
Yeah, officials will not have too long to wait. Of course, a very quick turnaround here at the Sotrac Stadium for the half-time interval in extra time. For a longer day at the office for the ref and his two assistants. And team talks much shorter indeed. So it is one apiece at the Sotrac Stadium. Leeds United Women got a goal back through Abby Brown from the penalty spot after an 86-minute decision to give Leeds the spot kick. It was one that Brighouse Town, by the way, certainly did not agree with. They felt that it was a harsh call. Leeds have since taken advantage of that. And the momentum has ebbed and flowed, hasn't it? It's been Leeds for 20 minutes, Brighouse for 30, Leeds for 20, Brighouse for 10. It hasn't a case of being Leeds hanging on, Brighouse hanging on. I think we're at this stage, and I don't think anyone can have any real complaints. These are two just very evenly matched teams. And the way this is going, I think if we could be here till the floodlights come on. The way it feels, anyway. I'll probably curse that, but that's just the way it goes, that they're so evenly matched that it does have to be penalties and pressure that seals it.
Yeah, I think it's good from both teams that it's come this far in the FA Cup. You obviously go into extra time because it's so tight, and obviously everything to play for. I just want to see a goal from a white shirt in this half.
You and me both, Jodie. Don't have any preference as the referee gives a free kick against Leeds. Rebecca Bass now seemingly has the attention of the team as the natural captain. Olivia Smart started the game as skipper. And Bass is the furthest player forward. He's not something I often have to say. Harris with a free kick. Set pieces have been her real weapon, and crosses from wide right have been an asset since she stepped off the bench. And out of play it goes for a throw-in. Hindle goes to retrieve it. If you have just joined us here on LUTV, myself, Tom Hill and Jodie Hunter have brought you all the action. The team for Leeds is Simpson, Hindle, Hamill, Bradley Auckland, Smart, Smith, Witham, Danby, Brown, Woodruff and Bass. Macy Ellis started the game but has been subbed. And the FA Cup first round tie in extra time as Watson turns away. She's made an impact off the bench as well. And as I say that about the Brighouse players, they have made a difference since stepping off the subs bench. We haven't had the chance or the game for Rebecca Bass to do so, really. But she has 15 minutes or so to make a big difference in this contest as Brighouse Town women go back towards their own goal, to the halfway line for Legg, who's got time, space to pick her pass. Towards Drew Green she goes, back to Harris. All a bit one pace, this attack from Brighouse Town. I said earlier, they're feeling the crunch as well. Bit too much space in midfield here. Leeds not tracking. Smith stepping up into midfield in that front three. They're tired out there as Smart comes across. Smart tries to just go down the line to Woodruff and getting into that dangerous territory here, Jodie, where it feels like attack versus defence. There's an offside flag. Leeds are grateful for it. Advantage will be played. Rebecca Bass is asking for this here. Smart's trying to get her bearings right. It's blocked. It'll be handball. But midfield, everyone seems shattered. Forwards the same, apart from Bass, who's off the bench. It almost feels like there's a invisible brick wall in front of the halfway line.
Yeah, I think obviously we saw there Brighouse enjoying most of the possession, keeping the ball, not with any real threat as such, but when they do try and penetrate down the right side, obviously Leeds win that and just kind of kick it long, so they're not real any testing defence of Brighouse. They're just obviously kicking it long to get it away and give ourselves a rest.
Fired in. Played straight back out by Brighouse, and wasn't an aimless free kick, but it was one that was easily dealt with. And now Brighouse Town have got the wind behind their sails because they're on the attack. It's towards Watson. Bradley Hawkins done very well just to cover that and make sure nothing can come of it. But again, they're just gesturing that she's going to go early with the throw-in. No need at this stage. Why give any advantage away? Cleared down the line. Brighouse Town have a throw. Nearly time, Jodie, to start thinking about penalty takers. Who's putting their name forward? I would suggest Abby Brown would do so. That will again cause Rick Passmore some headaches. Maybe that's why the changes haven't been made. You know, is there certain penalty takers that are a must, that have to stay on even if they're tired? That's where the coaches earn their money. And maybe the sub's not as confident either, as we are looking at the bench for another occasion. It appears that Brighouse are going to make their third and final change. They only brought the three subs, and Anna Clayton is coming on. Perhaps a sign that she would be a spot kick taker. Do we have a list of 5 that originally feel will be up there for Leeds? Should we get there?
I think Abby Brown is obviously on the list for sure. I think she's very calm and she knows exactly what she wants from a penalty. It's definitely going to be a goal from her. I think Danby would like to see one, and maybe Danielle with them. I think that's as far as it goes. As
if you were out there, are you a taker, or are you someone that prefers to support from afar?
I would like to put my name down for a penalty.
Confidence.
It's not been one in a long time, but I used to take penalties a long time ago.
Well, should we get through and have any more drama in penalty shootouts, I fully expect you to have ditched the headset and be out there. Be cheering on from afar as Leeds won a piece here with Brighouse Town. Free kick given. It was Wilcott, by the way, that came off for Clayton. Bass dives in for the header, and she will concede a free kick. Perhaps evidence why Rebecca Bass has come off with 1 or 2 head injuries the last few months, because even when there is 3 players in her vision that have got a better chance of getting to the ball, Rebecca Bass decides, nope, that's mine, and puts herself in harm's way as per usual as the Leeds defender, the Leeds skipper. I mean, Leeds can't moan that the free kick's been taken a bit too far forward. The last couple have done the same. Again, it's those fine margins. You know, they're that desperate to beat each other. Just try to steal a march. It happens all over the country. There'll be games going on in this competition that will have gone to extra time as well. As Bass goes early with the pass, Woodruff unable to get to it. Bass goes again. Woodruff holds it up. It's a poor pass back to Witham. It really is no surprise to see that Woodruff is tired. The same should be said for Brown. You know, as the forwards, if you've played out wide and then through the middle, today has been a very tough day at the office, and they've both had the same situation. But again, as the two main forwards, we have to think about spot kicks. Simpson clears. Of course, we've mentioned the takers. What about Carrie Simpson? Can she do anything if we go all the way to the shootouts? Header up from Hamill. So brave again, Kath Hamill. She goes again for a second header. Clayton beats it this time. Bass with a high-hanging ball. Woodruff backs in. Enough to put off the defender. There is Smart once more. And there's a push in the back from Olivia Smart. The arms were out. It's easier for the referee to give it then. But nothing's really happened last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think obviously Brighouse have still kept a lot of the possession. When we have got it out to Amy Woodruff, she has been very isolated and there's not too much she can do with it, especially on her own. And obviously Brighouse have put a lot of pressure on her, being the only attack that we've got at the moment. Obviously tired legs.
Ball floated in, headed away by Hamill. Hindle gets to it as well. Leeds with Abby Brown. Clear. Smith trying to keep up as Bass goes down the right-hand side. This is Rebecca Bass's area of the pitch. She's just trying to put off the defender. She leans in, she gets it back. Now Bass, the touch is just too heavy. That is the sort of game that she needs to bring in, though. He's just charge and run forward. Now Leeds are exposed. Clayton with a step over. Still going Clayton. Wants to shoot. She's gone past the defender. Still going Clayton into the area. Leeds have to get back. Shot comes in. And Olivia Smart is on hand to put her body in the way. Well, the sub Clayton twisting, turning. I think her teammate was annoyed the pass didn't come, Sowerby. And then she's annoyed as the shot comes in. I think it's just good defending and good play from Brighouse. And here we are again, that a defender gets in the way. It's just been that afternoon.
Yeah, I think Leeds were good there to delay. I know obviously the sub coming on, she did really well with the footwork, and Leeds were just lucky enough to block the shot.
Another new ball at the Sotrac Stadium. Lucy Sowerby is readying herself to take this kick. A corner kick deep in the corner of the ground here in Tadcaster. 6 minutes to go of extra time. Will we go to penalties? Smart's header makes that more likely. Out to Watson. She will go for goal. Simpson gets across and gets the save. And I think it was just going to go past the post, but Carrie Simpson, considering the manner of the first goal, just wanted to get an extra save in. It always helps to keep and make her feel good. And she will now clear downfield towards Brown. Brown's flick on to Woodruff. Woodruff can't get a required touch to get Leeds back on the attack. Here is Smith in midfield, over the top towards Bass. Bass in a foot race with the keeper. She had the advantage. And Rebecca Bass just can't commit in time. And you can tell there's tension. Both teams want to go through. Naturally, you can tell there's a rivalry as well. It got a bit spicy, didn't it, at one point after the penalty? That was the normal time, 90 minutes. And I think whoever loses the tie will feel a bit hard done to as well.
Yeah, I think both teams have put a lot into today, and obviously it's so tightly contested that we're obviously at this stage of the game and it's looking like it's going to penalties. It's always tough to lose on penalties, and hopefully it's Brighouse that go home.
Yeah, Jodie putting her colours to the mast. As Witham steps out, finds an extra source of energy to try and help Leeds' cause. Clayton just moving the arm out of the way at the last second. There is Simpson, clears in towards the centre circle. Into midfield for Kemp, and she touches it wide for Harris. Harris cannot be allowed time to pick a pass. Brown does eventually close her down. Here comes Danby. Danby will be taken out. That is a blatant foul. No complaints from anybody in orange. Two officials maybe just exchanging the times they have. They seem to be both looking at the watch at the same moment. Do we have a player of the match so far?
I think it's been a tough one. I think obviously our players have just dug deep and obviously worked together well. We've not really had too much possession of the ball, but obviously Abby Brown seeing the back of the net working tirelessly up at the front, and obviously down the wing. I'd like to say she's obviously put a lot of effort in today to deserve it.
Yeah, Daniel Witham with her trademark sliding challenge gets Leeds on the front foot. Bass was looking forward for Woodruff. It'll fall to Brown, and Brown goes for the shot early. Again, the keeper slightly off her line, but Ab Brown, he's just trying to make sure that maybe she has to do as least amount of running as possible. She could have took a touch and carried it. Shows a standard that Rebecca Bass sets. All started by that tackle from Danielle Witham. But Bass apologising for the poor ball into Woodruff. And that's when Brown let fly from goal. Abby Brown will try and get her shooting boots back on, ready for what could be an imminent penalty shootouts. It's a poor pass. Bass has got to it. The defender waited though, like almost lured her in a little bit. As that ball has just gone out of play, Rebecca Bass here. Nobody there for a quick throw at first, but she takes it back inside to Witham. Brighouse looked clearly very tired. Drilled in by Witham to Woodruff. Touch gets them at least forward, but I mean, it was so hard to deal with that pass. Even on the pitch on the road, that would have been tough. This pitch, a lot more boggy, and the conditions are not going for her. Smart charges forward, gets it towards the far corner. Rebecca Bass just stretching out the legs to ensure she's going to keep this one in. She lays it back up the line to Hindle. Well, Brighouse Town has sat back here. Is this the moment for Leeds? Towards Woodruff, it's over her head. And a first sign of weakness, I think, really, Jodie, from Leeds' opponents, Brighouse Town. That ball has gone out of play. And I think they're accepting of penalties and seem to run out of gas a little bit.
Yeah, I think the way that they've set themselves up, and obviously the way they've kept possession in this second half of extra time, it does show that they're happy to go to penalties. And maybe that they are just lacking a little bit. Obviously they've used all the subs now, so it's just for the players on the pitch to see the game out for them.
Yeah, frustration then for them after what they thought was a lead they could hold on to. It lasted less than 10 minutes as Leeds prepare for one final minute of this match. They have to ensure at least it goes to penalties. They can't afford to concede. Or have they got something up their sleeve for one last final roll of the dice as Woodruff chases it down? Into Danby. Danby hooks it forward, but not a lazy pass, a tired pass. And now covering again. Here come Brighouse Town. Surely they can create a check here. They've got the bodies. Watson, Witham dives in. Here's Clayton. Clayton twisting, turning, runs into Danby. Danby fighting forward. And Sarah Danby now with those small little steps, just keeping the ball close to her. She flies in for a challenge, does Harris. She concedes a throw-in only. And Smart with a high five for Sarah Danby. Two players that see each other every single week on that left-hand side of midfield. It appears, Jodie, we are going to the dramatic penalties.
Unless there's a late winner here from Leeds in this last attack.
Yeah, referee looks at the watch. It was too far in front of Smith. Woodruff can't win the first challenge. It'll be a free kick in the back play regardless. And that, I think, is Kemp again on the floor. Been in the wars today. There's Kemp, and Smith was involved. Actually, he's run into the knee, in fact, or slid into the knee. I don't think it's a free kick. I think the referee will either have to give a free kick for a push by Woodruff or a drop ball on the edge of the box, and it is the latter. So we are just ticking by a little bit further into. Now it's now stoppage time in extra time. If Jodie had any plans this afternoon, she's had to cancel them. We've been here for an extra 30, 40 minutes. That will get even longer if we go to penalties as Bradley Hawken gets away. Simpson's clearance is rushed. Here's Clayton. Danby gets across. Well, what an important stop that is from Sarah Danby, because just as Clayton was trying to pick the area of the net she wanted to put the ball in, Sarah Danby had other ideas and she raced across the box to get there. Smith is so tired in midfield. Witham steps up. It is with Kemp. She's going sideways rather than forwards. Poor pass. Bass gets to it, not once but twice. And Rebecca Bass cannot have an impact as a sub inside extra time. We go to penalties. One apiece. 90 minutes. one apiece, extra time, Jodie, and now the nerves.
Hopefully there's a lot of experience on the field to obviously compose herself and see the back of the net when the penalties come.
Yep, so we feel that Abby Brown will naturally be the taker. What are your thoughts on the penalty debates? We often have them after every shootout in any format of the game, men's, women's, youth. Best penalty taker first or last?
Hopefully we've got more than one good penalty taker, so hopefully you have them in every position of the numbered penalty takers. But I would like to say first goal scored is obviously one that sets you off. You don't want to wait till the last penalty to be taken, so I would say first.
Yeah, I'm in the first camp. Used to be the last, but then I watched so many shootouts where the best penalty taker was stood on the halfway line, needing the fourth to go in. And then, of course, if they miss, it's ruined. As we see the replay of the goal, the Simpson handling error before the penalty, which Brighouse Town were so surprised at and frustrated. Abby Brown showed no sympathy. Flaherty dived to her right. Abby Brown sent it the other way, and while Brown's celebration was pretty muted, really, the rest of her teammates were delighted. So now we go through the rigmarole of penalties. And of course, Leeds Women playing quite a lot of cup competitions. In terms of training, Jodie, is it something you practice a lot? Is it something that's practiced in the lead up to a comp? What's the general census?
I feel like you rehearse them, obviously leading up to a cup competition coming on, because obviously you're focusing on the league usually. You just have to make sure that your players are ready and prepared for something like this to come up. And you obviously want them as confident and as calm as possible.
You certainly do. And the referee just waiting for both teams to be ready. Now we wait to see who gets the chance to shoot first. And I think they've chosen the end from camera position to our right-hand side. Let's have that on the linesman, the official, are playing games with us. And we're going to go to the end with the majority of the fans in compared to one end of the ground. So it's the end that Abby Brown has already scored in. So if we're talking minor omens and feel-good factors, Abby Brown has already got the ball down at one end and scored. And Rebecca Bass is walking forward as skipper. She didn't start the game as skipper, but she is the Leeds United Women Club captain. Shauna Legg is the Brighouse Town Women captain. Two fine players. They've been at the heart of their defence. They're having a quick word with each other. Rebecca Bass is looking very relaxed. Either that to unsettle the Brighouse Town player, or that is her general demeanour. She's had a quick think there what to do as she's just won the toss and a quick demonstration. And Rebecca Bass trying to give out the words of encouragement. And whether she decided to go first or second, Rebecca now gets ready to go. So we will wait to tell you who is getting ready for the spot kicks. Myself, Tom Hill and Jodie Hunter will try and spot who has decided to take them. The Leeds squad members that are not involved, you can see Paige Williams, at least one of them. They're now being told, I think, that they can't stand on the sideline, which is on the halfway line, which I think is fair enough. And we have got our first taker. So that looks like Ella Harris for Brighouse Town Women. She scored the first goal for Brighouse Town. So, can Simpson get her revenge? It'll be right-footed. And Simpson, towering frame. Harris went for power with that shot. What will her approach be here? Big run-up. Harris steps up, right-footed. Too much of a run-up and too much power over the top. Advantage Leeds, Jodie.
Yeah, I was expecting more of a driven shot into the goal, maybe low, and obviously it's the opposite.
Yeah, far too powerful. Now stepping up It is Sarah Danby going first for Leeds United to put them 1-0 up in the shootouts. The goalkeeper, Becky Flaherty, getting her instructions from the ref. So Danby will be a left-footed approach. It's a shorter run-up. Flaherty saves, goes right way, saved. Danby looks skywards. I did get the sense we'll be here all day. The penalty shootout hasn't changed my mind.
Yeah, it seems that's how today's going for us.
I hope you've got no Sunday evening plans. I hope no one else there is either. We are waiting for our second taker of Brighouse Town, so 2 misses. Did have a great experience when covering the Leeds under-21s a few weeks ago, by the way, from the penalties. The less I remember that game for the rest of my life, the better, because Leeds missed 4 on the spin in the shootout. I hope for better luck today. Here is Clayton for Brighouse. Shorter run-up, saved again from Simpson, or this time saved by Simpson. It is missed again, should I say, and Clayton is unable. Not the best penalty, a lovely height for a goalkeeper, and saved.
Yeah, it's great there from Simpson. I know sometimes the goalkeepers just choose a way, and she waited for, obviously, the taker to take her choice of sides, and she went the right way. So great save.
Rachel Hindle then arrived at Leeds as more of an attacking right winger. The last 3 weeks has played right back to fill in for Rebecca Bass. Hasn't had the chance to get forward. She's dug out the turf at the Sotrac Stadium. Really quick run up and off the crossbar. 0-0. The penalty shootout remains. And Leeds United Women missed their second penalty in a row, Jodie.
It's definitely not what I expected.
We have got, that looks like a number 5. Thank you, Jodie, for your expert vision compared to mine. There is my team sheets. We have Isabel Dean lining up this spot kick to score our first after our 5th penalty. Dean, central run-up and into the corner. Simpson, left-handed save, and a bit too close to her. And Simpson denies. 2 saves for Simpson. Harris over the top. It is still 0-0 after 5 penalties.
I think I'm a little bit speechless. This is one of the first penalty shootouts I've seen.
Oh, I've got loads of experience with this after the 21s.
No goals.
This is easy.
After 5 penalties taken.
So, Abby Brown, whether this was pre-planned or Rick Passmore said, can you please go put the ball in the back of the net to turn up the pressure? We'll get ready. And this could be a real momentum shift either way. If Brown scores, Brighouse start to panic. If she misses, then you feel your best penalty taker is now behind you. So Brown has already beaten Flaherty from the spot. Can she do so again? She cannot. She goes the same side. A lack of maybe conviction in the corner. And Flaherty kept herself big. We've had 6 pens. It is still 0-0. By this point in the 21s, by the way, they had been 2 penalties scored. It was then 6 misses in a row. So I am back here. Within the last 2 weeks, I've seen 6 penalties missed in succession. I hope it's 7, as I think that is Nicole Kemp that has lined it up. The FA Cup first round, dramatic seeds. Kemp straight over the top. A 4th penalty miss for Brighouse. This one is over. We've had 2 over. We've had 2 saved. Jodie, you're still speechless.
I am indeed. This is a new for me.
Well, Leeds United can turn on the pressure, and will it be the captain, Rebecca Bass? A little word there from Kemp. Is that to put her off? And Rebecca Bass strides forward. She is a no-nonsense sort of player. And she's often handled the big occasion for Leeds. She loves playing for Leeds United Women. She loves skippering the side. Can she lead by example with a penalty to score? Bass steps up into the corner. Rebecca Bass does set the standard finally and turns around and slaps the chest. She has nearly put Leeds United through in the FA Cup first round. That's a great penalty, Jodie.
Yeah, the keeper's not going there, even if they've guessed that way. It's a great penalty.
Well, it would appear that naturally Brighouse Town women were saving their best penalty taker till last, because this is the centre forward, Lucy Sowerby. Right-footed against Simpson, and Simpson saves, and that is Leeds United through. Simpson with 3 saves in the shootout, and what a moment for her, and Leeds United Women through to the second round of the FA Cup, and finally a decider, and Simpson is the hero. Bass scores the goal, Jodie. Finally we have a winner, and it's the outcome we all wanted. 5 penalty misses for Brighouse Town Women.
Yeah, for Carrie Simpson to make those brilliant saves there, that's obviously all from her. Brilliant there.
Really good. You can see the dramatic moment, just what it means to her. And to finally have her name in the lights for the right reasons, it's what a goalkeeper dreams of as well. So Leeds are through to the second round of the competition in the FA Cup. A lovely moment for them and the group. And of course now, Jodie, it's about the excitement of the draw.
Yeah, we'll wait to see what that brings. Hopefully the hat can bring us another home draw.
Yeah, it'll be a lovely moment to do so. But that is finally all we have time for here on LUTV. A long time after we expected it to be, but that is the nature of the FA Women's Cup. Leeds United Women won, Brighouse Town Women won after full time because Harris's 79th minute goal was cancelled out by Brown's penalty before extra time brought no decider, and then the penalty shootout. 3 misses for Leeds, Danby, Hindle, Brown before Bass slotted it home. The first penalty for Brighouse was missed by Harris, saved by Simpson for Clayton, Dean and Sowerby. Kemp also skied it, and that is that. The full-time score then from the Sotrac Stadium is Leeds United 1 apiece after 90, a 1-0 victory via penalties.
Look at her, she's still smiling. It comes to penalties and we're guaranteed to lose. We have no penalty takers and he's not a good goalkeeper, but there's no one to fucking get you any points. And I'm sorry, but we are. Rob's just said that we need. Come on, Sproggy! Can you get me over?
I'd have put 20 quid on you scoring one of them, kid.
Laughing. The worst game of our life. We've just been laughing, like we literally have just been laughing. Who did you hear? That's Kempy's goal. Oh God, sorry. They can hear us on that. She was just laughing and then she's been walking up and down with kissing herself. Remember huddle. It was well, it was 1-0 to us and then it were 1-1 because we gave away a penalty and it weren't a pen. No, it weren't. And then we could have had a pen, shouldn't we? Did you not hear